soaking through the floor. Buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see it getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding a myth. It's the preacher in the pulpit and your blinded bullshit. There's something buried in the brink of every woman's holding all that's in know. So tell me, do you wanna go where it's covered in all the colored lights, and the runaways are running the night? Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come through, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. Colossal we come, these renegades in the ring, where the lost get found in the crown of the circus king. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. It's blinding, outshining anything that you know. Just surrender, cause you're calling and you wanna go where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, intoxicating you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come through, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. It's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the walls can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. Buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see it getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding a myth. It's the preacher in the pulpit and your blinded bullshit. There's something buried in the brink of every woman's holding all that's in know. So tell me, do you wanna go where it's covered in all the colored lights, and the runaways are running the night? Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We to the floor. Buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see it getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding a myth. It's the preacher in the pulpit and you're blind and bullshit. There's something buried in the brink of every woman's holding all it's in know. So tell me, do you wanna go where it's covered in all the colored lights, and the runaways are running the night? Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come through, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. Colossal we come, these renegades in the ring, where the lost get found in the crown of the circus king. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. It's blinding, outshining anything that you know. Just surrender, cause you're calling and you wanna go where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, intoxicating you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come through, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come through, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. It's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the walls can't stop us now. Watching it come through, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Talking Madness. It's Sunday evening here again. It's the last day of February, and your Talking Madness crew are back. I'm Nathan Lewis, joined tonight again, as always, by Lee Simmons, Dal Richardson, and Aaron Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're excited because we've got one hell of a show for you guys tonight. Boys, how are we doing this evening?
Not bad, not bad. I'm knackered, man. I've been at work all day, so get a few beers down me and I'll liven up a little bit. But yeah, pretty good, mate. How is everyone else?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm really good, mate. I'm really looking forward to the show tonight, as always. So looking forward to our guests, and yeah, looking forward to it. Good to see you guys here.
Aaron?
Half pulling all them coffees.
Sure, mate. Honestly, it's been a hard day. Yeah, shut up. Anyway,
What was it? What was the most tiring bit? Was it asking if they wanted 2 sugars or 1?
no, it was, mate. I tell you what, piss off. Yeah, how about them apples? How about them apples? Piss off.
You started on them already, Aaron, mate. Honestly.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You think you're bad now because you're drinking mead? No, no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
We just found out Aaron's drinking mead, even though no one actually knew what it was.
Aaron thinks he's like
Yeah.
Friar Tuck or something. Like that, you know what I mean?
I mean,
Fry don't. I'm more of a Fry don't give a fuck.
Is Nathan frozen, or is he just like really scared by what he's looking at? Oh, he's gone. Nathan's
I haven't
gone.
heard it.
Gone.
Is he actually gone? Is he? Right.
Gone.
He's made me the
We better get on
host,
with
but
it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Well,
Where's
Whoa.
he gone?
we never
hello?
usually do what we do anyway, mate. So don't worry
Oh, he's
about
back.
that too much.
You're back,
Right.
mate.
So
Oh, I don't know, my Zoom crashed.
Nathan, you're
my,
back.
my whole
tonight.
thing just crashed on me. I think I'm back.
We're
Yeah,
having
I'm
trouble
back.
tonight,
I'm
guys,
back.
so
Don't
please
worry.
bear with us.
Sorry for the technical
Bear with
difficulties,
us.
We're all
guys.
good. I think it's me, just me having issues, guys. But I think I fixed the issue, so don't worry.
Right, let's
It's
let's
yeah,
say-
sorry,
the
ladies
new
and
guy
gentlemen.
moved into Nathan's.
So, yeah, I've had an extra tenant move in, and he's burning the internet up, I think. Lads, let's talk about tonight's guest, ladies and gentlemen. We have on tonight's
Yes.
show, we have
He's gone again. He's gone
Just-
again.
well,
So,
we
Ladies
have
and gentlemen,
we have CP
we
we have
have Lauren
CPW
Starr.
Lauren Starr.
CPW royalty, guys. Royalty.
exactly. How we all feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, last week obviously we had Will, and shots were fired back. Well, Lauren's had a bit of sparks flying between her and Dominic De Winter. So hopefully tonight she'll have something to say back to him, because she's always very vocal on the YouTube. So hopefully she'll be giving him some shit tonight. That'll be fun. But it'll be good to, as always with any of our guests, learn a bit more about them and just get to know who they are outside of wrestling.
Well, that's right.
Definitely.
That's our CPW show. I'm looking forward to talking to Lauren tonight.
I've got a few questions I'd like to ask as well,
And on other news, not only are we joined by Lauren Starr, as always, I think it's now the tradition. It's going to be the weekly tradition from now on, I think.
Yeah.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be joined at 10:30 by the beautiful, the exceptional, not exceptional, because
Jimmy Vice.
that word's been
Yeah,
ruined.
don't, yeah,
No,
yeah,
that word's
don't
been
give
ruined.
it that tag. It's better than that.
The beautiful and the amazing Kat Von Cage will be here again at 10:30 to sing us a beautiful song.
That's gonna be
once
fun.
again on Talking Madness. So I feel like that's 3 weeks in a row. It's like that's now technically classed as tradition, lads. I think.
It's like the end of show.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. She's a great singer, Kat. So looking forward to that.
Definitely.
I'm
looking forward to it.
hoping she sings Careless Whisper.
You just want someone to sing Careless Whisper, don't you?
I
So,
do.
What a song. What a song. I love that.
I know it is, Lee. I know it is. It's our song. It's our song.
That song.
Have you requested that to her?
It's my
Aaron.
song.
What?
Your song?
Ain't your song?
I wrote it.
You wrote it.
Not.
What about I wrote it?
Who have we got anyway? Who's watching at the minute? Who have we got?
So let's go over to the
Dale, they're asking. Carry on. No, carry on. Ignore me. Ignore me.
What we got?
Okay. Are we all right? Okay, so for the YouTube. So
Aaron, go on,
Jim's on
go.
there. Say hello to Jim, everyone. I'm speaking. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
on.
All right. So Jim's online.
Yes, Jim.
Jim, you all right, mate?
How you doing, man?
We've got Nerd of Wrestling, aka Justin, is online.
Yes,
Hello, mate.
Justin.
And we've got some weirdo called Nathan Lewis online.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
He's still on.
Dom DeWinger's online. I mean DeWinter.
Oh,
Sorry, I keep getting that
Wow,
wrong.
what a surprise that is.
Dom the Winger.
Hello, Dom. We love you somewhere. Me brother from another mother, Richard Warwood, is online,
Yes.
Rich.
Rich man.
and also his better half, Rachel.
Nice.
Hello, Rachel.
Hello, Rachel.
And that seems to be it at the moment.
Dale,
Right.
they're asking. I asked as well, Dale. Have you had a haircut?
Oh, you already asked. You asked me that a number of times. I keep telling you no. Fancy Barber's open on the 12th of April.
The fans are asking as well
Dale.
now, Dale. That's all.
Dale, I've got a way around this. If you'd like
Yeah.
to use it,
Yeah, go on then.
find yourself a hairdresser. Listen to
Yeah.
this. Find yourself a hairdresser. Now the rules state you're allowed to meet outside of your household with one other person.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
Meet up with a hairdresser.
But
That's what I
what,
did.
What, and get my hair cut outside?
Well,
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
What?
What you rating?
Out in the open, just sit on a park bench and let someone cut your hair.
Dale,
Yeah, why
mate,
in
not?
your garden.
Dale, don't sniff. I wish I could go back to the days of getting my hair cut, mate. You know what I mean? Let's not.
I ain't got a garden, mate. So unfortunately,
I tell you what, Dale,
I'll do it in your garden if you like.
blood and stone comes to mind when I think of you, Dale. Blood and stone.
Blood and stone.
Yes.
I don't know if I take that.
So,
I'll take that to be honest,
Aaron,
Aaron, mate.
you mentioned there that we've been watched by Justin, Nerds of Wrestling.
Yes.
Exciting news, grapevine. I heard it through the grapevine.
All right, Marvin Gaye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest already sorted for next week.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
We have a guest lined up, ladies and gentlemen, for next week.
Yeah,
And you're going to hear it first. Ladies and gentlemen, next week's guest is Nerd of Wrestling. Justin will be joining us all the way from the United States.
Wow.
We're going international, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got international
Forward
podcast, man.
International guest.
That's
next
fantastic.
So don't forget, catch us
And
next
Lee?
week.
Lee won't even need a passport.
I know,
He won't need a
exactly.
passport- He won't need a passport to speak to him.
He won't a visa or nothing.
Thanks, mate. Yeah,
No.
sorry.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be joined by Justin next week. Nerds of Wrestling. We're excited to have conversations with him about what he loves about wrestling and just get to learn some more about him, Nerd of Wrestling, and obviously talk everything wrestling related. So that's next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Yep.
We've been joined by some new people, Aaron, who've got some messages for.
We have. So Thomas
Right.
Woodward said, Dale, you have some
Tom B.
sideburns. No trim
Yeah.
needed. Give us
They're
a
really
side
bad.
view on them sideburns. Give us a
Yeah,
side
yeah,
view on them
the-
titties.
Oh, look at
really-
those lamb chops.
Them.
I mean, they really are bad, to be honest. They
Yeah,
need to be coming off.
Epic they are, mate. Some proper Sydney.
I'll tell you what. I'll take some pictures
mate,
of them before I cut
you-
them
you're
off,
like-
just for you guys.
You look like Seth out of Emmerdale Farm.
Yeah, you leave Seth alone, mate.
I have no
I know
idea.
Dale, He's the old guy out of
Also, we've been
Emmerdale
joined
Farm.
by not. We've also been joined by Ride Dog as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
Ride
Ride
Dog.
Dog.
Big Ride Dog in the house. Keeping it real.
He is.
We love you,
Always.
Ride Dog.
So
He always keeps it real.
obviously we've got about 20 minutes until we are joined by Lauren Starr this evening. Obviously, please remember, if you've got any questions for Lauren, please get them into us on the YouTube chat, and we will ask those questions directly from you guys, the fans, to
Yep.
Lauren Starr herself. Before
Definitely
we
will.
do that, we have always got our weekly announcements. We love a good announcement here on Talking Madness.
Dude,
First of
what you
all,
got? What you got?
anyway, good question. What have I got? I've got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, Dave, man. What's wrong with you? Come on. Wake
Oh,
up, man.
I just got someone just cracked a joke, mate. It made me laugh. So you're aware, first of all, New Blood Wrestling is now available on demand. So remember, go online, go on demand, and you can catch this week's episode of New Blood Wrestling.
On demand.
On demand.
Should we all say on demand?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's half
Let's have it.
behind. Half behind on it's amazing. I love it. On demand comes out of nowhere. Oh, I love it, Dal. I love you. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we can't do this each week without you guys. Remember to subscribe, like, follow everything Commentary Pro Wrestling on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Without you guys, we can't do this. As always, after the episode finishes at 11 o'clock, CP does a free match for you guys to watch. And this week is a
Free.
belter.
It is,
Belter.
certainly is.
It's the belter.
Who is
My new
it?
catchphrase, that is.
It will be a
Belter.
fantastic. It's a fantastic match.
Belter.
All right, get out. Let's tell them then.
Can't we
Boy,
finish
I
it?
don't
The
know,
match
come
will be
on.
over.
I mean,
You think that on a weekly basis. It's a
No.
belter.
All right, you
so
lot
ladies
then,
and
what's the match?
come on, we will
they
go to
didn't.
sleep by the time you're finished.
ladies and gentlemen, this week, after this show finishes, we will be showing you from Next Gen Wrestling Moonlight episode 2 versus Tomby.
Who?
Who?
You
Who?
broke up, mate. Who versus Tommy?
Oh,
Cleo.
Cleo versus Tomby.
Tomby.
No, I heard
Oh,
that.
no,
who?
I never meant like who, as in who's that knobhead? No, I meant
Yeah, you did.
because the internet's shite. That's all.
Who's that knobhead fighting that good wrestler Tomby?
Yeah, Tomby.
Hello, mate. I don't know.
Oh,
I've heard.
No, he's frozen again.
Oh, it's on got again,
Mate.
right?
You keep phrasing, Nathan. You freeze
I'm
right
just not-
when you're about to
you know
finish
what?
the sentence.
You know what? I'm just not going to talk tonight, lads. I'm just going to let you guys take over.
Oh, make a change.
It might save us a bit of a headache.
Not
We'll have a
bothered tonight. I think
belter.
it's that bad.
About it, yeah.
We'll have a belt.
Belter.
Do you know what? I've got
Anyway,
a question for the YouTube page.
X
Go on.
Factor.
What would people think if we decided to get, and I'm going to put this to obviously Pro Wrestling can say yes or no to it, some Talking Madness merchandise? I think we should have Talking Madness t-shirts, matching ones.
We're just trying
Talking
to make-
Madness t-shirts.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll work.
That's just another thing I'm going to have to remember. Like, you know, every week, like, oh, you're not wearing your Talking Madness t-shirt, you knobhead. I'm sorry, lads. I forgot. But yeah, fine, let's do it.
To be honestly, we have to tell you to get dressed.
But,
Yes.
I mean, that's a job. Get you to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
If the question is, Dal,
I was in the
Down,
box
down.
because like this.
the problem is though, is Dal can only wear shirts that have stripes on them.
Yeah, we can get him a ref one.
With what? What are you on about now?
We'll get you a ref one. Just like different colours in a different stripe, you know what I mean? Like, each one.
There we go.
You do talk some crap, don't you, Nate, mate? Honestly.
What?
Yeah.
You
Pro
support
Wrestling.
Newcastle? You support Newcastle United?
Yes, I
Zebra
can wear
stripes?
different. Yeah, but I wear
Your referee?
I wear
zebra
other
stripes?
things. I wear other things with stripes, and actually, CPW referee shirts haven't got stripes.
Yeah,
Yes,
not
he
anymore.
does wear other things. I've seen his underpants. They're striped.
You wish.
Yellow on the front, brown on the back.
It's not a cats in the house chance you've seen them.
I
Wait,
have
it's-
seen
How
your
you just
undies.
said that? You wish.
I've seen your undies.
Anyway,
Uh,
Top Pro Wrestling has come back and says that they're going to make it happen. We will get some official Talking Madness t-shirts.
Cool.
Right, there you go. The request was made, and it's already been answered.
We
And
love Cop
can
Pro
Dale get
Wrestling.
some Talking Madness
We do.
underpants?
He can get
Team,
yes, and
that's underpants.
Yes,
have
Talking
Dale-
Madness.
yes. And Dale, you've
But you
got
don't-
you got to model them live
you don't,
on
you,
the
but you
show.
don't having proof that I'm wearing them though.
No, you got to
No.
model them.
Ah, Dale,
Come on
you
now,
spoiled
Dale. Come on, Dale.
No, mate.
It's a Sunday
What,
night.
Madness boxers.
They're pants, Y-fronts.
Are you a
Dale-
boxer man or a wide front man, Dale? I mean, I'm a boxer man. It's got to be boxers all the way, isn't it?
Is this
Yes,
literally the conversation we're having now? This is
that-
amazing.
That's what we have to agree on that one, Lee. Definitely.
It's
I'm
not.
not
I-
asking or something like that, so we'll stay away from that.
I dabble between the two because
You are
No.
wrong.
We know
Yeah,
you
fine.
dabble, Nath.
no, listen, because I was told that like boxers can sometimes medically not be good for you.
What?
I don't know.
What did he
I don't
cancel?
know. Like, sometimes I don't know. I'm not
I
a
don't know.
doctor.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm
mate.
not a doctor, mate. All right, I'm not a doctor. But I've
Well,
been told that, like,
the doctor was just told you. What was the reason?
no,
Yeah.
no, a doctor didn't tell me that. I didn't go to a doctor going, "Oh, can you
Did
tell
you-
me about why these boxes are suffocating my testicles, please?" That's not
Who
what I,
told
no,
you?
I didn't. No, I didn't. That's not what I went to doctors for. Someone who I know who works in the medical field made a comment on the side about how Y-fronts are better, smudgy budgers are better health-wise for you than
Smudgy
boxers.
budgies.
How?
Smudgy
Smudgy
budgers.
budgies.
Yeah, but how,
I
Nathan? Did you
know.
not ask the question?
I know someone who just goes free roaming. They don't wear either, just like to have it swinging between their legs.
No, not especially if you're wearing jeans, man. That's just uncomfortable. You know, you got to have.
I mean, that's just not. Yeah, there's just
So,
no
you
need
know
for
what?
it.
We like to
And if
get
you-
the fans involved.
Yeah,
Fans
well,
watching this, males to the male fans watching. What do you prefer? Boxers, smudgy budgers, Y-fronts?
Smudgy
Or-
bugglers. What are you talking about, smudgy bugglers?
Get your
Wow.
words out, Nate. What's wrong with you?
Smudgy
what,
budgers.
Or you prefer to go commando? Which one do you do?
what are they called?
Oh,
Goodness.
I love Commandos. Good film.
that's
Yeah.
a great film.
What's the Suburban
Yeah.
Commando?
Smuggy what?
So I put it out already on the YouTube
Smuggy
page.
budgers.
I've asked if Nathan is a pants boxers or a thong wearer. So let's see what they come back with.
That's
Budgie
not what we're asking
smugglers,
them.
Nathan.
We're asking
can
the
tell you what.
fans what do they prefer to wear. Like,
I don't know,
as
but I
in,
want to know what
do
they think you wear.
What do they prefer? Not like I don't want to know
Well,
what you actually wear because that's weird.
I can tell you
No,
all, yeah. I can tell you all because I've been stink faced by it. Nathan wears a thong and it's disgusting, revolting, and it was the most horrible moment in my goddamn life.
Oh my goodness.
Dancers.
Yeah, that must have been quite sick, really.
Oh, mate.
I do feel sorry for you on that one, to be honest with you.
Why do you think I drink so much?
Well,
That's what
yeah.
the fans saying.
So Tomby likes to go commando when possible. Now, I know for a fact, when I say know for a fact, I do know for a fact, Tomby is a handful. Yeah.
Oh,
I understand.
what?
Well, it's
he
not gone
goes
9 o'clock,
commando.
Aaron. It's not gone 9 o'clock. Got to be careful.
Do you know what
We'll
I mean?
end up
Watershed, mate.
We'll
Go on.
end up on Twitter. We'll end up on Twitter, mate.
Yeah, go
Do
on.
me.
Be good. Sorry,
Listen,
it's
you
fine.
little Twitter. Listen, little Twitter rats. I'm not bothered what you say. Okay. Tommy is a man beast. Okay.
Right.
Right. So we've got that. A lot of people.
He's a man beast. Half man, half horse.
Mate,
Half man, half horse.
Tomby, I love you, man. I love you. Right. Richard
Come on, Aaron, get your
Warwood.
composure back. Come on.
Richard Warwood thinks that Nathan is a G-string man.
Right.
I don't own one. I own a thong. That's it.
like dental floss, that. You know what I mean?
Actually-
Why would you want that?
The only thong I own is actually in
That should don't. The right end to that sentence, yeah, should be zero. The only thong I own is zero. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
Well, Ride Dog says you're a thong wearer in person,
Yeah, I'm gonna-
and Tomby has come back with, "I feel outed. I'm off to Twitter." Go and join the other rats. Go and join the little rats scrattling around on Twitter.
Yes, go get them.
Say, "Hello." Come back with your sergeant at arms.
Oh,
Aaron's-
dear me.
Aaron's gone AWOL. We've
Oh,
lost
he's,
him.
oh,
Well, let's bring
dear.
it back, lads, because we've only got 8 minutes to our guests to join us. We need to get
Thank
professional.
fuck.
I don't
We need to
mean,
get professional.
want someone
Stop
sensible to
talking
talk to.
Stop talking about.
Talking about what?
I said stop talking about men's underwear.
Oh, right.
That's what we need to stop doing now.
Yeah, we need to stop talking about, especially yours.
Oh.
Dave, do you know when you thong? Do you know when you
Yes.
fart? Does it whistle?
Oh, for goodness sake, man.
Oh,
Come on.
No
Do
comment.
not-
Oh.
You do not need to answer that question.
Fucking
Sorry, I'll behave now, Dale. I'll behave.
Yeah, right. That'll be the day, wouldn't it?
yes, fucking hell.
Right, Nathan, over to you.
Go on, you got anything intelligent
yeah.
to say?
So, I'm the wrong person for intelligence. I mean, there's not much left to say apart from make sure you start.
Wearing bombs.
Tommy's got a good point.
Finishing a sentence would be good, Nate.
He's I got distracted by Tommy. But is
Stop
it
going
even
with-
a wrestling podcast if you don't talk about dudes in their underwear? I mean,
That's-
You're always
point.
distracted. You're always
Got a point.
distracted by Tommy. But come on, sort yourself out.
Who's about to call him? They're about to call him zombie.
Zombie.
Well,
Zombie.
he has been buried a few times, so a zombie.
He
you
has.
know.
He has been buried a few times.
Well, yeah, no one's seen him since he's.
Can,
I-
Dan
I
Evans put him in a coffin.
can I just make a point? This is not Tomby. This is Thomas. Okay. Thomas.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Tomby. I'm not talking about Thomas.
What?
Two
Yes,
different people.
different chaps.
Yes, and of course, is it a wrestling podcast if we don't talk about men in underwear? You're right. It ain't a podcast.
Well, I
if we
mean,
don't talk about men in underwear.
why did we all, why did we all start wrestling? To hug men in their underwear. I mean, that's why.
That's
That's
it.
why we're doing this, you know.
I didn't do it to hug anyone in underwear.
No,
To
no,
be honest.
You started
Yeah,
reffing,
this
so
Ladies
Dale.
and gentlemen,
you started reffing.
So remember, ladies and
you
gentlemen-
men in their underwear. Don't lie to me, Dale. Don't lie to me.
I did what?
You started
Don't
reffing.
jump in, Nathan.
Men in
This is
their
getting
underwear.
heated. This is getting heated. James Cross is online now, and I know James Cross wears little underwear.
Oh my goodness, really?
Not James.
man. Oh,
James, you are,
Yeah,
mate.
James. An aneurysm. I think I'm gonna have an aneurysm, lads. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
you wish you hadn't now, James. What Aaron's on tonight? I tell you.
He's
Ladies and gentlemen,
smudgy
we are
bubblers.
5 minutes out. 5 minutes out before we're joined by a guest tonight here on Talking Madness. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, I have really bad internet. Just
You can't
straight
finish a
out
sentence.
there. No, I can't today. Remember, ladies and gentlemen,
There we go.
There's my proof.
Nerd-
There's my proof.
goes.
Just, that happened there. I can't tell when it happened. Sorry.
It's just
I'm
when
just
you're
gonna keep
about to
going.
finish the sentence, Nathan. It's like, so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a.
Every time, you have a really weird face. Like that one, your eyes were rolling. It was like your happy face. I'm not going to say the words, but it was like your happy.
It's happy face. Yeah.
No,
Just
no,
say
no,
it.
no,
There you
no.
yeah. You
Oh,
vinegar straight
dear.
face.
Anyway,
Oh dear me.
you can go on demand, CPW on demand right now, and New Blood, the most recent episode of New Blood Wrestling is available online.
It
And
is.
after this show,
There it goes again.
I'll get after the show. We'll be showing about
episode 10.
to episode 10. Moonlight. CPW Moonlight between Cleo and Tomby.
Cheers, Dal.
Well, I'm
Right,
just
yeah,
finishing it off because
freezing,
you
mate.
can't. You don't seem to be able to finish a sentence, mate. So
Fuck's sake, Nathan, if we had to wait for you, Lauren would have fucked off ages ago, yeah? Okay,
do you know what I mean?
I mean, no.
Nathan, tonight you reminded me of
Lauren's
your love
gone.
life.
Lauren's gone before she's even joined us.
Yeah,
We'll have to. We're just gonna have to
My
try
lad.
and. We're just gonna
Right.
have to think about the end of your sentences, Nathan, and then we'd have to finish them off for you.
Well, you know what? Once we're joined by Lauren, once we're joined by
No.
Lauren, I'm just going to let you three do the talking, and I'll jump. If
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, Nathan,
Oh.
this reminds me of your sex life. Never gets finished.
Oh dear.
Always starts off
Okay.
well, then just
Fizzles out.
freezes at the end.
what? I lag out. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Dear me.
no, he's run out of batteries again.
Somebody jumpstart Nathan.
He didn't last long.
So, ladies and gentlemen, but bear with us tonight, you know, because obviously Nathan
Lee's
is obviously
crying.
he's struggling tonight.
He is,
Saw
he
the
really is.
Struggling in many
Are
ways.
Are you
this
crying
week.
there, Lee, mate? You
Oh.
tears, mate.
I'm not sure if the stuff that you're saying, Dale, if you're meant to be saying it, but it sounds fucking wrong, mate. Like what you. Yeah,
Okay.
it's killing me off, mate. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I apologise. I'm making you laugh too much, mate.
I've just had an email from the landlord of Nathan's place.
That's
Oh, yeah.
posh, an email.
So basically, he said it's not the new guy, it's Nathan's downloading of porn that's slagging it.
Of course it is.
Oh, right. Wow. That explains it then.
I mean,
Nathan, stop downloading, mate.
It's
No, no, tell us what
www.aslamintecloset.com.
mate.
Don't tell us the address. We don't.
You just say www.imstillinthecloset.com.
No, it was www.aslamintecloset.com.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't get it now. Anyway,
goodness.
ladies and gentlemen. Anyway,
More importantly,
I think one of you guys might be better off introducing our host because I won't lag out.
well, you're the one who's got the Zoom. We don't know if she's arriving. You tell us she's arrived. We'll introduce her.
All right, Nathan, tell me on the down low. Is she on the way? And then yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
Right,
we'll introduce her.
gentlemen, it's time for our guest, the one, the only, Lauren motherfucking Starr.
Not here, mate.
She's not here. You lied to me, Nathan.
Nathan, we don't have to him.
Right knob.
Nathan's froze again.
Nathan's just done Lee right over.
She's
there
here.
you go.
Here she is.
Yay!
Hello.
Hello,
Here she
Lauren.
is. Wrestling CPW royalty herself, Lauren Starr. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
You
You guys
Lauren?
okay?
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
Good.
Just
Yes,
taking the mick out of Nathan, which is a standard
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Yeah, Nathan's
Oh,
got
no.
a few
That's not even
technical
standard Sunday
difficulties.
night. That's just the standard every day.
It is, isn't it, Lauren? You're right there. You've got it right. How are you, Lauren?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I'm good.
And how's lockdown been treating you?
Well, I feel like I've been on lockdown for ages now. We went into tier 4 in Milton Keynes before Christmas, so I've been out of work for like 2 months. But I go back tomorrow, so yay!
Hey.
I honestly feel like I've been unemployed. That's what it feels like, and I'm just a bit tired of it now. So
And what have you been doing to keep yourself busy?
well, we moved into our new house in January, so just basically sorting out the house really. And then I've had the dog as well, so it's literally just been house and walking the dog, and that's about as exciting as my life gets right now.
No, that's better than Nathan's life, really, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, that's not hard to beat, is it?
How old is your dog now? I mean, I know you can tell that getting bigger and that. How old is he now?
She'll be 8 months on the 13th of March.
Yeah, I mean the pictures that you're putting up, when she looks. Sorry, as you can see, mine's here. You want to say,
Yeah.
She looks gorgeous when she's beautiful.
She's just getting bigger. I looked back at puppy photos of her yesterday, and I was like, she was just like this tiny dog that I could pick up and fit in my arms, and now she's like here, and it's just quite sad, and it's making me broody for another puppy.
Stop.
All right, we just had a question. I'm just answering it. Sorry.
He's getting a dog again.
Rachel Warwood was asking whether you're from Milton Keynes, and I was just answering and saying, no, that's just where you're based.
Yeah, so it's just where I work at the moment. I'm actually Coventry, born and bred.
Well,
Good.
You're one of my own, really, ain't you, Lauren? You're a Wrightonian, really.
Well, we are, yeah. Village
You know
people.
what I mean?
Right
We're
in village people.
We are. We are. I never knew that I knew Lauren's family really well until I know it was just like a mistake. I asked you, why do you know certain people? I know. She's like, well, that's where I'm from.
You came up to me. You
And-
came up to me one time at training, and you asked me whether we had like a mutual friend on Facebook, and you're like, "How do you know that person?" And I was like, "Oh, well, we went to primary school together in Brighton," and then it came up from there, and you were like, "Oh yeah, I live in Brighton," and we were discussing people, and it turns out your dad was my stepdad's best friend. Yeah.
Wow. Small world, eh?
I
Definitely.
know.
All right, Lauren. Right, what do you do for work then? Where do you? So you said you work in Milton Keynes then. So what do you do?
So I'm a store manager for a hair and beauty supplier. So we just like supply to like hairdressers, beauty salons, the mobile business, all of that.
You supply hair. Can you help me out?
Yeah, you need some hair.
We do hair extensions. I could get you some of them, I'm sure.
I reckon I can
Like
rock
it.
that.
You can have some of my hair if you like after I cut it off because it's a bit of a mess. It needs to get cut off.
As long as you don't
Some
cut those
sideburns.
What?
as long as you don't cut those sideburns off, mate, it's all good because they are a thing of beauty, mate. I tell you.
No, mate, they're coming off, mate. I'm sorry. I'm afraid they are coming off. I'm going to break
Actually,
that to you.
Dale, Lauren's technically royalty. She says you've got to keep them. You've got to keep them.
There's a very Elvis sort of look going on. I quite like it.
No,
Yeah.
it is a mess, Lauren. Stop including them.
We've lost
It is a
Aaron.
mess.
I've just noticed. Hello.
anything for Lauren.
All I can see is just Lee getting attacked by his dog.
Oh, it's so funny
Oh,
when
wait,
Lee's getting attacked by his dog.
Aaron Vinnett vanished as well now.
Yeah, Aaron's gone now.
Oh, has
I
it?
was going to say it's gone
Aaron's-
quiet.
His
Right,
kids
yeah.
can come in and steal his
Right.
phone.
So let's go. Let's talk about let's talk a bit of wrestling, shall we?
Yes.
Cool then, Lauren. So start at wrestling. So have you always been a wrestling fan? Since you were younger, or
Yeah, so it was when I was younger. So I think it was my brother that got me into it. So I think my first experience of wrestling was playing PlayStation with my brother. We had a PS1 and we used to play like the wrestling games. And I think that was what I did first before actually seeing wrestling on TV, was actually play the games. And then we eventually got Sky, and I remember we used to stay up for like WrestleManias. I think my first WrestleMania that I stayed up for was WrestleMania 20. Yeah, and we just used to sit and watch it weekly, and it was just something that I used to do with my brother. So yeah, it just kind of carried on from there, where people kind of grew out of it. I just kind of stayed a fan. I always have, and just followed it. Yeah.
right? So who's your favourite wrestler on the game that you always pick? You always wanted to be.
It depends what game it was. So if you're going back to like the early PS1 games, it was probably Triple H. I think I used to go for all the time. I liked his theme song, and I just thought he was pretty cool. And then, kind of like as the games progressed on, I started to learn the characters a bit more from watching them on TV. So then, it was people like Shawn Michaels and Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio that I just kind of used to go towards all the time. And then, yeah, just like talking about like nowadays wrestling, I think it's more of like the female wrestling that I go towards. So definitely Sasha Banks, people like AJ Lee. They were the people that I kind of turned towards more as wrestling progressed on.
So for
Yeah.
the guys, then, so you said about Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero's. Like for the guys, are they some guys there, some male wrestlers you look up to?
Yeah, so I think with Shawn Michaels, I think it was his character. So when he was part of like the DX thing, and then even before that, when it was just like his heel character was just like such a massive dick that you hated him, but you loved to hate him. And then, you know, he could do like a face character and you'd just support him. Like he can just work both sides really well. Like I know that some people find that they tend to find themselves being a face better and a heel better. It was just the way that he could do both. And it was the same with Eddie Guerrero really as well, like the way that he could kind of transition between the both that I think I quite liked.
I mean, one of my favourite segments like ever in wrestling was the big sausage segment with the DX, the Triple H and Shawn Michaels, man. That was it was brilliant. It had me in stitches, and even watching it now still gets me. Like, is that something you like about it as well, or is it just the in-ring stuff with like the character, the comedy, the fun,
It's everything. I think it's just the versatility. Like, you can do like that comedy stuff and make people laugh, and then you can also just really piss off the fans and another storyline. But then you can also get like the sympathy of fans, like when he went up against Vince McMahon at WrestleMania and stuff. Like, you were completely behind him because he was just the guy for you, like going against the boss kind of thing, kind of similar to Stone Cold. It was just that. It was just the fact that he could just do anything and you could just relate to it and you could just get on board with it. There wasn't really anything that he did that I didn't like.
What about the ladies then?
So the ladies, for me, I think it was really probably AJ Lee when she came onto WWE that got my attention with the women's division, because before that it was just really short matches. There wasn't really anything going on. They weren't given the time or anything like that, so it was really hard to kind of get invested into the women's division then. And I think when AJ came along, it was just the fact that she was different to what they had already. She was just not girly, but she was you could tell she was brought up on wrestling and that was all she wanted to do, and she took that time to perfect her ability. And then I think it went on from there when you went into NXT and you got people like Paige come through, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Bayley, Becky Lynch, all of them. I think that was when I was like, oh, well, if these women can do it, I kind of want to do it. And it got me more invested into wrestling because there were women in there that I could relate to rather than it just being guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's a good division now. Women's division is so strong.
So what were you guys saying? Were you saying something? So carry on.
I was saying that the women's division now is so much stronger than what it used to be.
Oh yeah, definitely. You've got people like Bianca Belair and stuff and Sasha Banks that have just, announced that they're having a match at WrestleMania, and the fact, the response that it gets and how hyped the fans are for it just says it all, really. Because, I mean, if like 10 years ago you did that, the fans just wouldn't be bothered about it at all. It would just be like, okay, yeah, that's my toilet break kind of thing. And I think, now that you can actually announce it and like all the fans are behind it, it says a lot about how far women's wrestling has come. And I think, CPW can kind of, it's relatable to CPW as well, because we've got a bigger women's division than what we ever had of homegrown CPW talent. So it's quite nice to kind of have that similarities in both.
Well, I mean, like you're saying, we do the Night of Lionesses, which is just based around the female talent.
Yeah, and that's it. I think there's so many of us now. I mean, especially the ones that have gone through like the CPW training and stuff like that, we can fill a card on a show, because even people like that come out from outside, like Kiara and stuff, Alfie. There's just so many of us, and we're all so different. And I think it's just nice to see that we have that time and we have our own show, just to show that we can do it just as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No problem, mate. I mean, absolutely, I agree with what you're saying. I mean, talking about CPW, I mean, obviously, when you first came to a CPW, what was the first ever CPW show you actually came to as a fan, though, Lauren?
It was a couple of years ago. So it was Tom B's debut, I think, because I knew obviously Tom B and Nathan before CPW. And I think, Nathan, was it your first show? Did you both debut at the same time? I can't remember. Is he there?
I'm not sure.
I'm here. I'm listening.
It was basically, I remember Tom B coming out as part of Dominic DeWinter's group. And I remember specifically your part, because you kidnapped one of the girls.
Yes.
Would that be Lizzie? That'd be Lizzie Styles.
Yes, that one.
That one.
Yeah. And that was my first show that I went to, because obviously.
Your first time was different.
Huh?
I thought I had a different show for your first show in my head, but I must be wrong then.
Which one?
No, it's a lot later. I didn't know it was that's early on that you came to watch. That's
Yeah, so I
Now,
remember seeing you versus Tomby. I remember going to that one, and then obviously fast forward, I think it was a couple of years, and it was obviously a show that I went to go watch Will. I think it was the Halloween show, and it might have been Will versus Tomby for that one. Yeah, so that was like my first one, but probably back where I consistently went to shows. But yeah, I gone to 2 shows before then.
Okay, I mean,
Now, you mentioned there, Lauren.
sorry,
Dale.
mate, go on.
Just while we're on the question, you mentioned there that obviously you knew Tomby and Nathan before you knew Will.
Yeah.
A little bird told me, now you might be able to help me out here, that Nathan tried to hit on you first. Is that true? Slapped him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically I think I knew Tomby first, and I got to know Nathan through Tomby, I think. Is that right, Nathan? And we were on nights out, and I think I was upset one time, and I was at the bar, and Nathan was like hugging me, making sure I was all right, and then I'm pretty sure like he was just trying to kind of go on the moment, and
Oh no.
and I was like,
So Lauren, you're telling me he tried it on when you were at your lowest point?
I was pretty much in tears. I was in tears. I was drunk, and obviously I got a bit upset, and I think Nathan thought he'd just take his chance, and
The ultimate opportunist, Nathan.
yeah.
Wow.
And I was like,
no, I was trying to be nice.
How?
Me being nice. She'd just, I think, if I'm honest, I think she'd just come out of the relationship at the time, and
I
she was
think I
upset.
had, and that was why I was
We took
upset.
me and Tomby, we out, we'll take her a night out, and I was just being nice and being a friend, and everyone else saw it as more, and they could see what they want. I was being nice, in my opinion. I was standing my ground here.
Yeah, I'm sure you were just being nice, Nathan, mate.
Not being funny, Nathan, right? I've been out with Lee when he's crying, but I don't try and get into him, mate.
No.
Maybe if you did once or twice, Aaron, I wouldn't have been crying. You know, let's say.
Sorry. So yeah, we
on.
carry on that. I just needed to clarify something, Lauren, that I heard from. I mean, I've got more to ask you as we go along from this Dicky Bird, but we'll let Dale carry on.
Okay.
Let's get into it there, mate.
Okay.
So, while we're on the subject, I heard that Nathan got a bit sore when you started dating the chosen one. A little bit, and it, from what I heard, might not be true, but you know, you might be able to have me.
Tomby's just
bastard.
Just absolutely bury me here.
And so I heard that it nearly came to fisticuffs.
I don't think so. Not that I know. So basically,
this is all lies. Me and Will never got into a fight.
no, I don't think it was fight. No, I don't really know, because at the time, obviously, me and Nathan knew each other, but I don't think we were talking that much at this point when me and Will started seeing each other. And obviously, you and Will were like quite good friends and stuff. And I don't think there was anything there. I don't know.
There wasn't. There was nothing there.
I heard he was even more upset that Lauren, that you took Will away from him.
I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was, because him and Will used to go on like nights out and stuff, and then obviously as you get into a relationship, you don't go out as much with your friends, and I think he must have just got a bit butthurt about that because I took away his wingman, probably. Is that right, Nathan?
Wow. His wingman.
Tomby just backed me up here. I was there when Tomby set them up together.
Yeah, it was Tomby more so.
And I've never, ever had a problem with them two dating. Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. Will was an amazing wingman on the night out. Don't get me wrong. It was good to have Will next to the night out. he's a good-looking man. I'm not
Nathan,
gonna argue the
Nathan.
point.
Nate,
Nathan,
I like
we're just saying you were jealous of the fact that Lauren took Will off you. No, that's what we're saying.
Well,
Nate,
I don't know.
Wait. I like how Nate just skips past, that CPW
Yeah.
have said Nate flapped it at the PC. So Nate flapped it at the Performance Centre. That's what it said.
Flap it. Me and Will never got into a fisticuffs. Me and Will have never had an issue about it.
Do you know what? I can reenact it now if you want me to. That's how I reckon it went.
You like when Marcel dropped you?
I reckon Will's walked in.
Oh, mate, yeah, I got dropped by Marcel.
Lee, I reckon this is how it went, yeah. Will's walked in, all gorgeous, long haired, you know what I mean? Looks like the Lizard King and all that, Jesus. Oh, and he's walked up to Nathan, and he's gone like, he's like, Nathan, not being funny, mate, but, I'm with Lauren now, so just back off. And Nathan just gone, okay.
I can imagine that. Can't be far. Wouldn't be far off. I would have thought.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck's sake,
I can imagine
that.
So Lauren, how do
never
you
got into an
feel,
argument over this?
Lauren, how do you feel the fact that obviously Nathan tried it on with you and didn't get nowhere, but also he's trying to get into your boyfriend as well? I mean, we're not going to lie. I mean, I love Will, yeah, and I'd love a bra and panties match with Will because, but...
I was going to say, aren't you the same? You're like the one that's always calling him beautiful and stuff.
But he is, though. But he's beautiful, but...
You are begging that bra and panties match, mate.
Yeah,
the only reason I say beautiful is because I look at Nathan's face and Nathan gets jealous when I call him beautiful because he's like, no, he's my beautiful. So that's why I say it, Tay Truth.
You know what? I'll just back away and let you guys fight out over him.
No, it's just obviously, this Dicky Bird also told me that Nathan gets very jealous when he sees you two together. That was all.
Who is this Dicky Bird? Who says this?
I can't reveal my sources.
Who is this Dicky Bird? Yes. Who is this Dicky Bird?
I can't reveal my sources.
I
Sorry.
think we should move on from this because this is not going anywhere, Aaron. You're going into a deep hole. You're no one agrees with anything you're saying.
Right, leaving all of the jokes I could say about what you've just said there aside. Dale, let's find out about Lauren's wrestling career.
Well, after like, so you've come as a fan a few times to a few different shows, and Lauren.
Yeah.
So you've you obviously had a friendship as we know with Nathan and Tom B, and then you got into a relationship with Will.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I remember, because I used to call with the Cross family. You spent a lot of time sitting at their table. What was the issue when Will was against like the G6, which had a lot of the Cross family in it? Was there ever any issues at the table between you guys?
Well,
obviously we'd support different people, so they'd be cheering for James Cross, and there's just me on my own, just cheering for Will. But I mean, at the end of the day, I can be as loud as anybody, a group of people. So it doesn't really matter.
Definitely, you can, Lauren. But I just want to say, Dale, the G6 only had one member of the Cross family in, and that was James.
Well, all right then. Okay, all right.
G6 only had one member, weren't it? That was just James.
Oh, well, these ones.
I'm just trying to give James. I'm just trying to give James more credit than anybody for the G6, to be honest. But
Well, I think James Cross has faced Will quite a lot of times, and obviously, my best friend is Liv, and obviously, her and James are to be wed. So, and they've always had like a bit of a rivalry. So,
yes.
So
it gets a bit heated on your table. Then, basically, that's what you say when they're against each other.
I mean, like they can try and be as loud as they want, but I'll always be louder. And at the end of the day, I think it was always Will that came out on top instead of James. So,
well, of course, of course.
Will to Lauren.
Right.
Wow.
Have you got anything for us, Aaron, or what?
Yes, we had a question, but I think it's been answered actually, and it was from Wes Hanley, but I think we've answered
Oh,
it.
Wes is in, is he?
Yeah, Wes
Hi,
is in.
Wes.
Wesley.
Obviously, Wes asked, did Lauren know of CPW before meeting Will? So we've answered that question.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw it around this way and ask you this, Lauren, while Wes is online. What do you think about Wes turning heel as a fan? Because I don't know if you watched last week or
Mhm.
seen last week. He was very vocal on how Will would not beat the pirate, and he was, let's just say, he was Dom DeWinter's bum buddy.
I think that's just Wes, though, isn't it? Wes just decides to think, I'll be cool and I'll go for what everyone's going against. Like, he'll go for whoever. You'll see what people are cheering for, and he'll just go the other way because he thinks he's cool and edgy. And obviously, that's what he's doing now. He just thought, I'll just be a fan of Steve Valentino instead of Will because everyone's on Will's side thinking I'm cool. And you're not, Wes. You're not cool.
No, Wes is far.
Wow. Yeah.
I think that's one thing we can all agree on. Wes is not cool.
Yes. I mean,
it's just that different. Like, he used to be cheering for Will when obviously I used to sit with Wes. Wes was the first person that I met fan wise in CPW.
I was just mentioning that, Lauren. Sorry, he has just said. It's actually gone off my screen now, but he did say something along the lines of that you used to sit with him, but you fired him off to go and sit.
I didn't. No, it wasn't like that. It was just a case of, I think this was at the point where he wasn't going to as many shows, so obviously I wasn't going to sit there on my own. And I got to know Livy and Tina, and they were just like, come sit with us. But Wes was the first person that I met as fan wise at CPW, and he'd always make sure that I had someone to speak to and stuff, because it's not nice when you're sat in an audience of people and you're the only person that you don't know anybody. So the first show that I went to go watch Will, I sat in a crowd of people that I didn't know, and I suffer from anxiety, so I was sat there the whole time like, don't want to say anything, don't want to move, don't want to have eye contact with anybody. So, I'm going to give him credit where it's due. He did make me feel a lot more comfortable coming as a fan. And he used to cheer for Will. He was obviously one of the ones that was against Mr. Richards when Will was going up against him. He cheered for Will and stuff. So I think it's a bit funny that he's not cheering for him now. He's just cheering for Steve Valentino, and I'd just like to find out why. What is it about Steve Valentino that he prefers?
Wow,
Wes,
yeah, I mean, has he been paid off?
You jumped on that pirate ship, Wes? What have you done?
he has jumped on that
on his
pirate
Long
ship.
John Silver.
I've got Long John.
Talking about Steve Valentino, he obviously had a lot to say for himself.
Yeah.
On our show, and obviously Will had a few things to say last week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you got through things yourself you'd like to say to Steve Valentino?
Yeah, I would never be put on someone's Mount Rushmore to get punched in the face. If anyone's going to do the punching, it's going to be me.
There you go.
I'm not going to take threats from somebody who uses his mum as his protection. Like, okay, cut the umbilical cord, get rid of it. Like, just grow up. I'm not. I think it's just a bit of a joke. It's just a bit of a joke. Like, I'm going to mimic what Will says. We never thought that there was like heat there or anything. Like, I always thought that him and Will got on really well. And then watch this podcast and he can't shut up about Will. He's just obsessed with it. Even though the topic changed, it just went back to Will. So he's just obsessed. And then obviously he throws digs saying that Will has been sat at home with me and the dog. Well, for one, there's nothing fucking wrong with my company or the dog's company. And two, I don't see him like, where's he training? What's he doing in wrestling? Nothing. Will's there training people, constantly having wrestling matches when he can. So it's just a load of shit. It's just a load of shit. And I don't think he has it to back it up. So
fair point.
While we're on that
by the
subject,
Starr family. I was
going to say, while we're on that subject and we've got you all fired up, let's talk about the person that was on the show with Steve Valentino, who seemed to have a lot to say about you, but I don't think wants to cross you, which is Dominic DeWinter.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what I've been waiting for, Lauren. Let's get into this.
Yeah, let's do it, Lauren.
I just think it's just a joke. He's another one that's a joke. Like he comes onto these podcasts, he comes onto the comments, and he throws it out there that he's really big bollocks, and he's not. When he's never stepped in that ring, he's never gone one-on-one with these people that he calls shit or whatever he wants to blab on about. He just has a bunch of fucking, like Will said, a bunch of fucking jobbers doing it for him. And I'm not being funny, but what have they done? Since he's had the tag team champions in his group, they've lost it. He's had the exceptional Jimmy Vice go on countless title shots and not win one. And then he just has some guy who doesn't even say fucking anything and can't even win a match against Will. So I'm sorry, but no, like the guy is full of shit. He can mirror in his mouth what he wants, but his actions don't back it up. So fuck off for all I care.
What about the talk about you versus him?
I mean, CPW aren't ones, I think, to promote intergender wrestling, and I think it's probably a good thing for him because, well, I don't think he'd be able to go back home to his wife and child after. So,
wow.
I've heard there be 3 punches. He punches you, you punch him, and he hits the floor.
Yeah, well, I don't even think he'd be able to get that first punch in. I'm not being funny, but I don't think I'd allow him. No, I think people kind of see me as like this happy, smiley person, but I think they fail to realise that if you piss me off, then I have a bit of an attitude, and I think Will back me up on that one.
We're talking about obviously Dominic the Winter and Steve Valentino, and obviously how you're once brought up and you end up being involved in everything. But it's not the first time you've ended up involved in something where your name's being mentioned. Obviously, when you on in your relationship with the chosen one, Will Starr, your name was mentioned by the king himself, Mr. Richard.
Yeah.
And you ended up involved in the situation between Mr. Richards and Will Starr. How was it? But also, obviously, how did you feel about it when obviously you were still CPW and everything, and next thing you notice, your name being called out there?
It was because obviously at this point, I don't think I'd been going back to CPW for quite a long time at this point. I think I was still relatively new. And I remember being on Instagram one day and I commented on something CPW related. And the next thing you know, I've got Mr. Richards calling me out and saying all this shit about Will. And I was like, you know what, I could sit back as a fan would, or, one of somebody, another half word and just not say anything. But I was like, no, I'm going to talk shit back because you don't say shit like that to me or about somebody that I'm with and not expect something to be said back. So yeah, I think it went on from there really. And obviously you look at Mr. Richards and he's a very big guy. He's very intimidating and just quite scary. But yeah, when I'm angry, like I said, when I'm pissed off, I'll just stop at nothing. I'll just carry on and I'll just keep going and I don't take shit off anybody. And I remember he used to come out before Will and him had that cage match, and he would sit there on his mic and just run his mouth off at me. I remember he'd come and do his entrance, and as he was going past and high-fiving everybody, he would just give me this glare, and I'll just fucking glare at him back and just like, I'm not scared, I don't care. And he would just like shout at me from when he was in the cage match and stuff like that, and thinking that he was, king of the jungle. And, he didn't come out on top that night. So, I would back up Will because I generally believe that he is one of the best out there. So me talking shit on people, me going in on people and saying that Will is the best is because I genuinely believe that. And I'll just keep fighting for that. Will's not very good with his social media and attacking people on there, so I'll do it for him.
So obviously you say about Mr. Richards came out and pointed it some of it at you, and now Steve Valentino's done the same. Do you think they think that one of Will's weaknesses is actually you as a person?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm a weakness at all. Like, I don't think he has to worry about me at all in that sense that it would cause him to lose a match or anything like that, or cause him to lose focus. I think if anything, I'll just be there always supporting him and cheering him on, and I think that's only a good thing, really. So I don't see how I would be a weakness at all. I can hold my own, and Will knows that. So
really, Steve Valentino coming after you is he should have probably learned from past mistakes that when Mr. Richards came for you, it didn't really work that time, and now it's not going to really work this time. Then is that what you know?
People just do it. I think people just do it because they see it as an easy target. They think, go after the other half, go after their family, and they'll think, like, half the time I get it because they probably won't retaliate. But this is me, and I work differently. And I think, if my name is brought up on something, then I'll say something back. So, I think they try and do it and think it is a weakness, and that's why they do it. But it just doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any reaction other than annoy me and get me riled up, as you said.
Yeah. So while we're on the subject of Mr. Richards, we've got a question from Country Pro Wrestling. They want to know, how did Lauren feel when I busted Will open inside the prison?
Well, it's always a good sign of a good match when you're busted open, I suppose. And he got back up and he still did his elbow off the top of the cage right onto Mr. Richards, which I'm pretty sure I remember speaking to Mr. Richards a couple of months afterwards. We sat down and did a podcast with him, me and Will. And I remember him specifically saying that he felt that elbow days afterwards. So, it must have Will had an impact of better hands on him that night because he got the championship. So actually made me feel really good. Thank you.
So just going back, like we were talking before, about, Wes and about the fans and stuff. Do you remember the whole divide? We had the Chicken Club at first, then we had the Wolf Pack. Do you remember? Where did you fall?
I was the Chicken Club. Me, Wes, and Harrison were the Chicken Club. We were like the last 3 remaining members when everyone decided to go off to this Wolf Pack because Mr. Richards was on it and all of that. And we just remained it. But I was like, I'm not going to turn my back on Will. I'm not going to go over to this Wolf Pack. I'll stay at Chicken Club.
Chicken Club faithful. So that was when, maybe like Will. Wes, maybe, that's where he's, maybe that's where his resentment now comes from because you don't sit with him anymore. Wes, I'm sorry, mate, you have to find someone else to sit with. But
he's welcome to come and sit with us. He's welcome to come and sit with us. Come get drunk at our table. Like, there's nothing stopping him.
Wes,
there you go, Wes.
Right there.
It's just, don't sit there and be Steve Valentino's bomb charm and, get some sense and support. And support the right people.
I mean, Laura, are you generally, I don't know, a little bit upset that Wes that he's decided to sort of turn his back on Will?
Yeah.
Just to go to Steve Valentino?
I am upset because I remember when Will had his match with Steve Valentino in CPW the first time round, he was there a full Will Starr supporter. He wasn't cheering for Steve that night. He was booing him. He didn't, he didn't care about Steve. So I just want to know what it is that's made him change now. Like, Will hasn't changed. Everyone keeps going that we haven't got the same Will Starr anymore and all of this. And I fail to see where people are getting that idea from. If anything, we've got a better Will. Yeah, he hasn't got a championship anymore, but do you need a championship to be the best wrestler? He's still top of that mountain. He's still proved that. He's still beating the right people. So I fail to see where people are getting this idea that we haven't got the same Will Starr anymore. So if anything, like, come this match, like Steve, obviously you saw it last week, Steve's comment of hit Will hard, and we have got a slightly different Will in the sense that he's just a bit more, I don't know, just doesn't care what he's saying. Like, you saw it, he was angry. He was genuinely angry. And if anything, that's just going to make him a better person than he already was, if that's even at all possible. So I don't see where people are thinking that he's slacking and that he's just not as good as he used to be. He's as good as he ever was, and he's only going to get better. So I think Wes wants to carry on supporting Steve Valentino, then that's fine. But
Well,
he's going to be embarrassed when he doesn't come out on top on that match that we
You said
hopefully
that.
get. So
you said that, Lauren, because Wes has come back and says he already has a seat at the captain's table.
Well, the,
Fine.
I
a
mean,
loser table. That's fine. That's fine. He'll just be
The
sat there
future
on an
Mrs.
embarrassment
Cross.
when he doesn't win. Doesn't want to
The-
take the invitation.
Sorry.
That's fine.
the future Mrs. Cross, I mean, you might have to take a vote on. I know you invited him to sit at your table, but the future Mrs. Cross has said that Wes isn't welcome. Wes is not
Well, there you go.
welcome.
He doesn't want the invitation anyway. So, quite frankly, F off. Fine.
I mean, I've actually sat at the cross section table one night, and I got to admit, it was a real good crack of a table. I really did enjoy myself on that.
What I want to say to you now, when we're talking about Wes, Lauren, Wes seems to be somebody who flips between all different types of wrestlers. What do you think about that? Do you bother about the fact that he thinks he just joins somebody one day who seems to be on a roll, so he backs that person, and when this person's on a roll, he backs them?
It could be. I mean, look at, he supported Alfie Rogue, didn't he? She was the lineal champion for however long, and he was the only person supporting her. But was it because that she was on a winning streak? I don't know. Like, he just seemed to turn his back on the people that I thought he supported, like Natalie Wilde. She went up against Natalie Wilde, and Wes completely destroyed the fact that he's always been a Natalie Wilde fan and supported Alfie. Yep. What? Because she's on a winning streak? She hasn't got that title anymore.
No, she certainly has not.
No. Obviously, we can't answer for the guy because he's not here, but I agree. If Wes
wants to put a comment on it to give us a reply, then please do so.
Wes is like one of them kids in the playground, that supports the football team that's at the top of the league.
You know what I mean? The ones that are on top.
Yeah. Like when we were young, they were the Man United Glory supporters.
Yes.
That was it. Yeah.
Like, I'm clueless on football.
So we're moving on. I've got another question for you. It comes from Country Pro Wrestling. And it says, how does Lauren find the closeness of the CPW Galaxy and its atmosphere at the shows?
It's just like no other. There isn't another place that you can go and watch wrestling and have that connection with the fans. Like, it is just one big family. And I know it sounds cliche, but it is. Like, even with, the wrestlers and the fans, it is just one big family. They just, we're all one big group. We're all after the same thing, and that's to be entertained and stuff. And it's how CPW provide that entertainment as well is just different and unique to what it is, and the fans love it and they just go crazy. I love the fact that you can go out there and there's such a buzz. Like, even for me, going out when I had my first match, I was nervous. I was so scared. Even though I had my family there was obviously the CPW Galaxy that always there week in, week out, and I was so scared that I was going to go out and it was going to be so quiet and stuff, but it just wasn't. Just out there, when you're in that ring and you've got those people supporting you and shouting for you, it's crazy how loud that they can actually get, and it's amazing. And I think that's quite unique to CPW.
Sorry, mate, go on.
There's when your first match, like you said, you were nervous. I mean, I'm still nervous every time I step through the curtain, but everyone must remember their first match. And when you've done it, when you're walking through it, it's like the best fucking feeling ever. And then when you finish, when the match is over, you're like, wait, what? That was it? You want to get back in there because it feels like it was just done like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how was that feeling? The first one as you're going through, and then after.
Well, as I went through, I stacked it on the stairs, so there was that.
Oh yeah.
I was so nervous as it was, and then I got through the curtain, completely didn't see the step in front of me, and stacked it in front of all my family and everything, and I don't even think I've lived that down yet, so that's fun. But you know what, I was so nervous, and I think at that point I was like, you know what, it's not part of the match, it's fine, just carry on. And I was just like, it is what it is. And I got in that ring, and I think when I first got to that first bit, I was still so nervous. And then Will taking me back in again, and I just got like this rush of adrenaline, and I was just going for it, and then we did the 1, 2, 3, and it was the end, and I was like, I don't want it to be the end, and we were going through the curtains, so I was like, I want to go back out and do it again. And it wasn't something that I would actually thought I would feel because of how nervous I was and because of how I felt running up to that match, because obviously we were supposed to have it back in March, and then the pandemic happens and it got postponed to September. And because we had that such long wait, I think I got myself in the mindset of I can't do this. I don't think I want to do this anymore. And yeah, and I just didn't think that I would feel how I did about wanting to get back in there and do it again. But I did, and I loved it, and that's why I want to do it again.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, what I was saying, Laura. I mean, going back to the beginning. Like you say, you had your match. Now, obviously, what made you decide before you got in there that you decided that you wanted to become a CPW superstar, that you wanted to get in there and see what it's like to get in the ring and perform? So, what made you think this is what I want to do?
I think it was from, obviously, I started, I think, like one of the later seasons of Superstars. So I'd seen the ones that had come before. And, you know, I would obviously go to the training sessions and sit and watch while Will was taking the lessons and training his trainees. And I saw them I saw that transition from what they were like in their first session and what they were doing and how nervous they were. And then I saw them on their night and I saw what they were able to achieve, and that, you know, how much they said that they loved it afterwards and stuff. And I think I was just looking at it and I was just like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And I want to have that moment. Oh, this is something that I've watched since I was a kid and I've always wanted to do it. And my anxiety's always got the better of me. And that's why I've never done it before now. And I just thought, you know what, there's no better time than now to do it. I've got Will as a trainer, so I don't need to be nervous about, you know, who is training me. Like, I've come to know the CPW, like Nathan, all the trainers and stuff as like my family and everybody involved. And even the trainees that were there, we just became so close and we supported one another. It wasn't like if you couldn't do something, people would laugh at you and put you down for it. We all supported each other. And it was just, yeah, it was overcoming a lot because like I said, I suffer really badly with my anxiety. And I remember leaving a few training sessions in tears because I couldn't do something, and I'd get really embarrassed and really worked up about it. But I felt that sense of achievement when I went out there and did my match. It was just like, yeah, it was just a feeling that I'd never had before, a feeling of really that I'd done this all by myself. I'd gone out of my comfort zone and done something that I've always wanted to do. And yeah, when Superstars comes back round again, then I'll be on it and I'll be back and hopefully be a big part of the CPW women's division, because that's what I want to go for. I want to be a champion, you know. We've got Will, who's always been like, Will's had his own championship runs and stuff, so why can't I?
Did you feel some pressure or more nervous going into the project? Obviously, with Will being the head trainer and everything like that, did you feel like more people be having their eyes on you, probably because obviously your relationship, but also did you feel more nervous going into that session? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like because of my relationship with Will, people expected a lot from me. I feel like, you know, that bar had already been set because people were like, you know, she's with Will, she's obviously knows her stuff already and stuff. So I felt like that pressure. Obviously, I don't think people actually thought that, but in my head, that's what people thought. So I was like, yeah, I was nervous because I felt like I had to live up to this standard. Obviously, Will was an amazing wrestler and he's been doing it for a lot longer and stuff. But I felt like, you know, if I look terrible and I can't do this, then what does that look like to Will and stuff like that? That was what was going through my mind. All these things that people probably don't even think about and aren't thinking about me. But yeah, I was terrified. I was so nervous. Like, I don't have a lot of physical ability. Like, I'm not like unathletic, but I'm not the most athletic person. So for me, it was really going out of my comfort zone, even doing like bumps and rolls, shoulder rolls, stuff like that. Like, I was terrified and I'd go home and I said to Will, I was like, you need to help me do this. You need to help me to do this. I can't do this in front of people. I need to master this at home. And he'd be like telling me to chill out and stuff, and that was fine. And everybody has their own different strengths and stuff. So, you know, I think he had a lot of patience with me, because I think I would have probably got annoyed at myself, because I was like so nervous about it all. But you know, I think after lockdown, when we came back and we started doing training sessions again, I almost felt like I had a different outlook on it. I was a lot more confident. I wasn't as nervous stepping into that ring. I wasn't trying to hide to the back of the queue to get in and do my thing. And I don't know, I think it was just looking at it in a different way. And I felt like I did a lot better those last few training sessions before the show, after we'd had that break. So for me, I think going into another lot of training sessions, hopefully I can just bring that mindset with me and just, you know, get going and do this.
Dale.
Yeah. Dale, are you okay?
Dale's fine.
Yeah.
Let's carry on.
Yeah, I'm listening. Right. Yeah, I'm here.
We're just seeing a few crotch shots. That was all. A bit worried.
Well, it definitely wasn't me.
You
Wasn't
mentioned
me. I don't know
there,
what you're
like,
talking about.
You mentioned there that you know, you can't wait to get back to normality and get back to wrestling, and obviously have an impact on the women's division.
Yes.
Whilst then talking about the women's division, and can we get your thoughts, the women's division in CPW? You know, what your thoughts are on a whole of the CPW women's division?
I think at the moment we've got such a strong women's division. I mean, you've just only got to break it down by the people that we've got. I mean, we've got Shorty as the women's champion. I mean, I remember seeing Shorty come in on her first training session, and, you know, I think there were a lot of people that doubted her. And I think for her to come in, and she was nervous. She was like me. I think she suffers with anxiety and she gets nervous and stuff. And I remember a few times that we've spoken at training, we just kind of bounced off each other, because she was one of the ones that she'd go and do something and I'd be like, you did it, well done, and stuff like that. And if I did it, she'd come out and she'd make me feel so much better about stuff. And to see her go from, you know, her first day at the training session to what she is now, she's a champion. And I think she's proved a lot of her haters wrong. So I have massive respect for her for that. And, you know, she's got that title now, and she's just got to keep a hold of it, because there's going to be a lot of people gunning for her. I mean, you've got Emma Cross, who I think is probably another strong person in the lineup of that women's division title, that CPW Women's Championship. And, you know, I faced Emma Cross. She's tough. You know, I think people look at her because of her size. She's a little bit shorter, and I think people underestimate her but, you know, in that ring, she is tough. She put me in that crossface, and it legitimately hurt. But, you know, I can beat her. So, you know, if she wants to go for that title, that's fine. If she gets it, that's fine, because I know I can go after it, and I know that I can beat her. So that's good for me. And then you've got Kiara. I mean, Kiara's come in from outside. She's not trained at CPW. She's come in from traveling around the country. But she's also another one that I would love to face. Her passion, the way she goes out into that ring, and she just has such a love for it, and it's just so, she just loves it, and you can tell that it's just genuine. It's genuine passion for wrestling and stuff. I don't think that title could be in better hands, because she's just so passionate about CPW, everything that she does for it. I would love to wrestle her as well. There's a lot of people, and you've got Carrie also as well that's coming up in training. I mean, she's young, but her ability is amazing. Like, I was so amazed by what she could do when she stepped into that ring. She was in the same Superstars group as me, and the stuff that she could do was just, incredible for her age. She's going to go so far. So I think, we've got such a strong lot of people. Obviously, there are people that are the current superstars that are waiting to have their matches, current women. So there's a lot out there. There's going to be a lot of competition in 2022. And I can't wait to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. I mean, everyone, I'm sure you all agree with me, like, it's exciting times for the women's division of CPW. It's, you know, from when I started, there was only like one or two one of the amazing ladies. You know, you had Lizzie Styles and Athena Fury and stuff, but now there's a massive division. And like you say, we've been able to put on whole shows just revolved around that. And so it is really exciting, and I can't wait to see where you all go.
Yeah, exactly. I think, you know, we want to get in there. We want to go as good as what the guys can. You know, I think we've already had a women's cage match, but I would love to see more of that, and, you know, more Falls Count Anywhere. You know, a ladders match, anything like that, tables, anything. We just want to do what the guys can do. Like, we ain't afraid to do it. I think, you know, we're tough, and we've had, you know, we're all most of us are part of the training, you know. So just, I think it's going to be a good year for us, and I can't wait for this Lioness show, because I just want to see all these different matches, and it's all going to be women, and that's just amazing.
Well, you mentioned there like matches that like you'd love to see the women having. Obviously, there's been big talk about either this year, 2021, or in 2022, whenever they can get it done. Probably 2021. Maybe every year at CPW we have the men's elimination. And obviously, there's big talk about having a women's elimination match for the first time coming up, hopefully soon. Which would be amazing. The amount of women talent we have would be amazing to see that many women go for an opportunity to be number one by winning the elimination. And so, you know, if that happens, that's exciting.
That's what we deserve, though. That's what we need. Like, there's so many of us now coming through, and I think with, you know, we've got these new titles, and they're amazing, and, you know, with superstars and stuff, and the amount of stuff that we put out there, I think, you know, you find that the next superstars, there'll be more and more women signing up. So we should get elimination matches. We should get stuff like that, because there's so many of us now. There's so many of us that could go out there and show what we can do. Like, give us these different types of matches, because it's fine. Like, if we cut our heads open, that's fine. Whatever, we can do it. If the guys can do it, we can do it.
Well, absolutely. I actually believe that women could do, as you know, just as well as the men could do. I absolutely believe that. And they prove that on a constant basis. Some of the performances that the women put in. You know, every show you see, you know, they're just as good. So there's no doubt about that. Anything? What do you want to say? You just want to say something, Aaron? Sorry.
Yeah, you're obviously talking about the female roster. While we're on that, we have a question from Country Pro Wrestling. He wants to know who would be Lauren's 4 horsewomen faction from the CPW women's roster.
Oh, I love that question, because, you know, the 4 horsewomen of NXT was something I loved, and will probably tell you how many times I've watched that match from Brooklyn between Sasha and Bayley and the 4 horsewomen thing. So, for me, 4 horsewomen, I'd like to be included in that. So I'm going to say myself, because if you can't bet on yourself, then I think Shorty, definitely Shorty, because she's another one. I think progression wise, she's done amazing. She deserves that championship, and I think she's got a lot more in her as well. She's got a lot more to come. I'm going to say Emma Cross, because I've faced Emma Cross, and like I said, she's tough, and she's got a lot going for her. You know, she's good in her mindset and how she can manipulate things to get things work her way in who she chooses to team up with, whether it's James Cross, whether it's Morris. And, you know, regardless of what people think of it, it's a smart way of getting yourself up that CPW women's ladder. So I've got to pick her for that. And I'll probably say Carrie for the 4th, because I think, you know, her age, she's got age on her side. She's so young, and she's so talented. She's so athletic. She's got so much in her, and I think she's going to go far. So I think that would be my 4 horsewomen of CPW. And of course, we're all CPW homegrown, which is what it should be. So
they are very strong choices. In that 4 horsewomen, you mentioned 2 women in particular, Emma Cross and Shorty. What I want to get right now is obviously, what are your 4 the progression of Emma Cross and Shorty, because you've known them two from being in the crowd like yourself and then going through Superstar Project and going through the training process and then becoming the superstars they are now. What would you...
Sorry, you're breaking out. What was that question?
I think he wants you to talk,
Basically-
I think he wants you to talk about Shorty and Emma by the sounds of it, and what do you think about their progress from being fans to
Progression.
getting in the ring and being wrestlers?
I think it's very similar to mine. Like, obviously, I'm not at their level at all. But you know, we were all three of us started as fans, and I think, you know, we all started that first training session. It was quite very similar for all three of us. I think all three of us had those nerves. We had that nerve to get into the ring and do it. I think it was all quite new to us. Obviously, none of us had that experience before. So to see how far they've gone with it, like I said, is just amazing. And I can't fault their work ethic. They're week in, week out. They're obviously, you know, they're there for the New Blood tapings and stuff like that. You can see how far they've gone, like the matches that they're putting on compared to what it was, you know, that first Superstars that they had to now. You can just see the difference. You can just see the confidence growing. You can see their moveset growing, just everything. Like, those girls deserve to be where they are. And I have no doubt in my mind that Emma Cross will be a champion as well. And she deserves to be, you know. She's, you know, not everyone's favourite, but she's tough and she deserves to.
You know, love her or hate her, like you say, her, Shorty, and, you know, Carrie as well. They are the future, and yourself, the future of the CPW women's division. And, you know, I've said it earlier, you know, I'll keep saying it because it is something I'm really looking forward to see. I can't wait to see, you know, how much further the women's division goes. You know, you guys are all going to take it to new heights, and I can't wait to see it. It's going to be...
I think sky's the limit. Sky's the limit with it. Like, you've got so much there now, whereas before, like you said, there was just the one or two women, or just the one match, and I don't know what they used to be like, but now you can have a normal show when you could have 2-3 women's matches.
I mean, the ladies that were on it, you know, when I came into CPW, you know, there was only like, you know, 1 or 2 women's matches, but, you know, they were women like, you know, Lizzie Styles, Athena Fury, and I mean, they were incredible. Like, great performers. But I 100% think every single one of you guys will get to the point where they were at, you know, because they were brilliant.
We want to get to the point that they were at, but we want to lift that bar further. I think, you know, whatever someone set before us is what we need to achieve, but we need to take it that step further. That's what I see, and I think that's what we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you spoke earlier about the cage match, the prison match that Kat Von Cage and Kiara had. I mean, obviously, you've watched that match. So, what did you think of about that match?
Kat Von Cage as a wrestler, I think she's amazing. She's another one that I would really like to face. I think, you know, it's brutal. It's brutal because, you know, you look at women and you think they're smaller and stuff like that. They're a bit weaker. They're not going to handle this. But those girls handled it. You know, they came out with bruises and stuff like that. But they just tore the place down with it. Like, if there were fans there, the fans would have been all over that. And yeah, I think I would like to step foot in that cage and show what I can do in there, and I'm sure some of the other girls would as well. I think Kiara, Kat Von Cage, all those other ones as well, those bit more experienced women's wrestlers, I would love to have matches with them as well, and I think they're a big part of like CPW's women's division as well, just as much as what our CPW homegrown ones are.
So, like, talking about like women's like matches and stuff, do you remember the no DQ match with Harley Harris and Shauna Shea?
I think so. I'm trying to think back now. When was it?
Oh, it was a while back, definitely before lockdown.
Definitely,
I think I remember it. Yeah.
I
No
mean,
disqualification match. Yeah, it was a number one contenders match for the women for the linear women's championship, I believe it was, and no DQ. Harley Harris versus Shauna Shea.
Yeah. Like I mean, how is that the kind of thing you want to be in? Yeah, like not the line.
Yeah, like, I want to get to that point where I'm in a match with somebody and, you kind of wrestling goes out the window and you just want to smack them with a chair and do whatever. But I want to show that we can do that as well. And, it's just different, isn't it? There's different types of wrestling and stuff like that. You look at Tomby and Dan Evans, that the match that they had, obviously it was a casket match, so it was a bit different. But, Tomby, what Tomby looked like after that match, covered in blood and stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying that we should do that, but we are more than capable of doing it.
You want to get involved in as many like stipulation matches as you
can. Like,
I think
we can do more than just the 1, 2, 3. We can do
fire. Yeah, every crazy thing you can think of. Barbed wire on fire, getting buried in a fucking casket. You want to do all this crazy shit.
Yeah, I think we're more than capable of doing it, and I think I would hope that Emma Croft, Shorty, all the girls watching would agree with me that we can do that sort of stuff, and I think we should be throwing that sort of stuff more often, rather than it just be a normal singles match or a tag match or a triple threat, whatever. Give us Falls Count Anywhere. Give us an Iron Man match, like all of that sort of stuff. Throw it at us. We can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, 100%. 100%. I mean, if you, I don't know if you had a chance to watch On Demand for the Best of 5 series that we had between Lucille and Chantal Jordan. That had great matches, like the 2 out of 3 falls matches, the chain, the outlaw chain match, the I Quit match. And these are kind of matches you want to get involved in. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah, why not? Like, we should be. I think that sort of stuff can happen. Like, we just need more stuff like that. We're just as good, so I think we need to show that we're just as good.
Very good. Got another question for you, Lauren. So Contemporary Wrestling wants to know now, does Lauren think she can scale the mountain to be known as the leading CPW lioness?
Oh, that is a question. Yeah, I'm just gonna go out there and say that I could do it. I think it was hard. I'm not gonna say that training and jumping into the ring and stepping into the ring from being a fan and going into it as my wrestling ring and stuff like that, my wrestler as a wrestler was easy, because it wasn't. It was hard. And I think you guys can say it as well, because obviously Aaron, yourself, you did Superstars, and I think you can probably back me up and say it is hard. That transition is hard. But I'm gonna back on my ability, and the fact that I've got Will as a trainer and I've got CPW backing me up and I've got these women backing me up, that I'll be able to get there at some point.
Now I'm gonna I think they're gonna say play devil's advocate here. So you're leading the way through the women's roster, and sitting at the top there, you make your way second place, and you got your shot at the title, and Shorty's holding the title.
Okay.
Now we've already established you and Shorty are good friends. You've got a lot of mutual respect. How would you plan to go into a match against Shorty with that mindset? Because how are you going to drop it? That's my friend across there.
I think it just all boils down to where you want to be. Her mindset would be exactly the same. Obviously, she's at that top at that point, and she had that same mindset. She probably faced some people that she was friends with, but she had in that mind that she wanted to be the best and get to the top. And I think, that's the mindset you've got to be in. If you want to be at the top, then sometimes friendship just takes second place over that wanting to be at the top. So, I have a lot of respect for her, and I get on with her, and I think she's done amazing. But, she's top space now, but I'll be there. I'll be knocking her off. So,
I mean, she's got the target on her back, as has Kiara. So
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you're a champion. You have that target on your back. I mean, it's exactly what Will said last week when he was lineal champion. You've always got a target on your back. He had people turn on him left, right, and centre. It's just to be expected because at the end of the day, everybody just wants that championship. So
Yeah.
But you see, most of the time, you're in there against somebody who you probably don't like. It's that whole bad guy, good guy thing, heel face thing. It's you're in there against, but quite often, you will get in there with somebody that you might get on with or just have that mutual respect with. And like you say, it's about who wants to be at the top. It's a competitive business, and it's about where you want to be. And I, for one, CPW, Bossman, it's a match I want to see. Lauren Starr versus Shorty. Definitely would like to see that match.
yeah. I would like that. I think, eventually, I would like to go for that CPW Women's Championship, as a lot of people would. But yeah, give me a chance at it. Let me go for it.
Do you know what match I'd like to see? Because the way, I've been listening to you, and, the way I see it, Lauren, whatever a man can do in the ring, you're basically saying, well, I can do that. What's your problem?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I'd like to see is Lauren Starr versus Emma Cross. No DQs, weapons of choices.
Get me in there. Like,
Emma's bringing out that cross.
I've got one up on her already. I've beat her once already, and that was my first match. So, put weapons involved. It's a walk in the park.
I mean, I know Shorty could give you tips. I know Shorty has been in a no DQ match with her as well. So, yeah, that'd be a good match to see. Sorry, Nathan.
Sorry, I've just seen something.
Okay.
I've just seen something, and that's it.
Okay, sorry.
What you seen?
What have you seen, Nathan?
Obviously, as year, this year we had the first ever Axeman Trophy tournament for the men.
Mm-hmm.
Is the prestigious women's Axeman Trophy on Lauren's radar? Obviously, we've got the women's one at the moment. Is that so interesting?
I can't. You keep breaking up. What?
Yeah, but basically, do you want to be in the Axeman women's Axeman Trophy the next time we do it? Would you like to be involved in it?
Yeah, of course I would. I would love to see who I would get picked to face. Like, yeah, give me anybody. I think once I can get back to training and I can get back into that ring, get that dust off, and I'll hopefully just go with it and go running with it, and I can take on anybody. I've got Will training me. I've got the girl, my friends and stuff backing me up and giving me that, I can turn to them for support and help. So there's no stopping. There's no stopping me. So yeah.
So another one of the shows we do is the over 16s show.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Cov Pro Wrestling wants to know, do you enjoy them shows? And
yes, I do.
Would you see yourself performing on one of them at one point?
I think, as I know myself, I think I'd probably be better on an over 16 show. Just because
you were plastered at one of them, weren't you? Yeah, I remember you were absolutely hammered at one of those shows.
Oh yeah. Be able to kind of have that little bit of swearing and stuff like that. I can't help myself sometimes. I find myself having to stop from saying stuff. So over 16, but yeah, maybe one of those stipulations at an over 16 show. Just saying.
I like the way Lee's pointing out that you were hammered at that show. Lee, you don't know this. Under 16s, over 16s, Granny's Day Out, mate. You're always plastered.
I remember talking to you at the end of the show, and you were proper just spaced out, and I was like, oh, she's pissed. I turned to
Will. I go either one of two ways. So I either get really gobby and loud, or I just kind of space out and I'm really quiet, because if I stand up, I feel like I'll fall over or something like that. So it's just one of two ways.
Yeah, I know when Lee's drunk, Lee's eyes glaze over when he's had to, and he sort of stares at the ground. You sort of talk to him, and he's looking downwards. You're thinking, is he actually talking? Do you listen to me? That's when you know he's had too many.
You know when I'm drunk,
Oh, the
No.
dog's in.
'cause I'm awake.
She's come to say hello.
Why not? Oh, look at
Oh, look at that.
Hello.
Fantastic.
He won't
So-
say that.
So you obviously you've been around CBW now for some time, and obviously watched many shows. I'm probably going to lag out on this conversation.
Probably.
You've
Best
watched
get out
many
then, Nate.
shows. Now, the answer to this is probably going to be very biased, so I'm going to ask this two ways. What's your favourite CPW match ever that you've watched? And what's your favourite CPW match not involving Will?
Okay.
Shout, Nathan. Good shout.
Mhm.
'Cause
Okay.
obviously
So,
your favourite's going to have Will in it, probably.
yeah.
So, what's your favourite not
I mean,
involving
he's
Will?
just in the other room. He'll come marching in here if I don't say him. So,
He's already told me off tonight.
as he. So my favourite match, obviously involving Will, has got to be Mr. Richards versus Will Starr, because I think for me there was a lot there. I think it was just Will taking his place on top of the CPW mountain, and he got his lineal championship, and that was just the start of his long reign as champion. Obviously, it wasn't. He got people tied with him along the way, but it was that start, and that match was just the atmosphere that night. I think if you weren't there, then you missed out, because the fans were so loud and so involved that night. And yeah, just that last moment that always sticks in my head of Will jumping off the top of the cage with his elbow to Mr. Richards, like probably one of the best moments that I've seen in CPW.
It's one of my favorite matches, definitely.
Yeah. Just that
It's one of my-
atmosphere, like that whole atmosphere. You had me, Wes, and Harrison versus every other fan in the room. But everyone was cheering, everyone was shouting. I don't think there was a quiet moment throughout that whole match.
It was an electric atmosphere, I've got to
Yeah.
say.
And
Yeah.
then my favourite match not involving Will.
You can't ignore that.
I would probably say I was backstage for this match, but I remember watching it on demand. Has got to be Shorty versus Kat Von Cage for the #1 contenders.
Yes, that was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just that whole match, I think for me, that was the point where I saw how much Shorty had progressed on, because, I was backstage, I spoke to her before, she was nervous, and it was like she went out there and she just completely forgot all her nerves and just went out there and smashed it. And, the stuff that she taught during that match, her spear, everything, just, yeah, it was just that level. She'd hit that other level, and it was a great match.
Oh, totally agree.
What?
That was a
I remember
magnificent, magnificent moment. Is that the one at the Revenge, the one for the #1 contenders, the one at Revenge? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, that was a magnificent
I mean,
moment.
Kat
when
Von
she hit that
Cage is an
spear.
amazing wrestler as well. I think, she's amazing, and I think the chemistry that they both had was just really good, and I'd love to see a match between them again.
Oh,
Did we
absolutely,
watch
I
that
totally
one
agree.
together, Lauren? I was sat
I
backstage
think we
with you.
might have. I think, yeah, because I was
Yeah.
backstage on my phone
Yeah.
watching it.
You were sat on the crash mat backstage watching it, because I was doing the announcing. I remember I couldn't see what was going on, and I kept coming to you to see what was happening on your phone. Yes,
Yeah.
and that was a brilliant match, and it was where Shorty showed, like you say, just showed how far she'd come. 100%.
You got to think when Shorty come into it, a bit like yourself. I know Shorty suffers with her nerves as well, like yourself, Lauren. And you to watch both of yous progress from where you started to where you are now is brilliant, and it can only mean good things for the future of CPW's women's division, really.
I
And
remember the first time that I stepped foot in the CPW ring was when I was announcing for the GM at Christmas Bash,
Yeah,
and it was at the Superstar show. And I had to go
Yeah.
out and obviously make the announcement of Lana Austin being at Xmas Bash. And I was so nervous just to even go out and just do an announcement in front of people. I was terrified. And yeah, and then obviously I had my GM night and they're my superstars. So I think all those things now, getting that confidence and building it up, I just want to get back in the ring and start doing it again. I'm locking up with Will in the kitchen and trying to do stuff at home. I just want to get back and do it.
So what you're basically saying is you're throwing Will around your kitchen. That's basically what you're saying.
You live with the head trainer, yeah? You're sound. I want to practice. I'm trying to Irish whip my dogs off my door, you know what I mean?
Leah. Irish whip me dogs.
Irish whip the dog, Joe.
I heard his dogs beat him.
Don't try it.
The 1, 2, 3.
I think they say the dogs beat you, Lee.
They do.
They get the
This
1, 2, 3.
submission. Just go away. No, you beat me.
I'm more worried Lee Irish whips his dogs and then injures himself.
Out there, like your favourite matches, which obviously all great match. Like they both are amazing matches. I remember being at both. Both was amazing. Also, the watching both of them were just amazing to see. You obviously, like I say again, you've been around for a while. You as a fan, and now as someone backstage involved in the project. One thing I'd be interested to know from when you were a fan, and even maybe still now as you keep in touch with it and watch it all the time, which heel on the CPW roster do you hate the most or dislike the most? I don't really like to use the word hate.
He's a Buddhist.
Or hate the most, if you want to use that word.
Buddhist. He might look like one. It's like a Buddha.
I don't know. That's really hard because I don't like a lot of them. So
that's fine. Make a list instead.
Obviously, Dominic De Winter for the obvious reasons, but I don't think he classes as a wrestler, so I'm not going to.
Is that, Lauren? What reason?
He just runs his mouth, but he doesn't back it up. So he just gets his little cronies to do it for him. So, but he's not a wrestler, so I don't think that really counts. I'm going to say Alex Connors.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I think he's just so mouthy. Like, when as a fan, him coming out, his entrance takes about 10 minutes because he's mouthing off with the fans. And and just, he's got that Dr. Gage, he's got Charlie, and those people that, like Charlie, the fans used to love Charlie. So
Little rascals, man. Little rascals.
Yeah, that's how I remember Charlie. I remember seeing that Charlie's first match and stuff and seeing all the build up to that. And now he's with Alex Connors, and it's just like, yeah, okay, he was a champion at one point, but
the fans used to love him as well. They used to love him, but you see what he does. He takes the people that the fans love, and then he turns them against them.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he does. He gets someone into their heads that make them think that turn on the fans is something that you should do.
Yeah, I don't like him. He's just too mouthy, just too much of this.
That's what we'll see to happen in 2020 though in Coventry Pro Wrestling. In 2020, obviously we had this pandemic, but all the wrestlers that the fans loved just seem to have turned their back on CPW.
I know. So we've had this pandemic, and then CPW have just had this year of people that we love turning into bad guys. Like, 2020 was just an all-round crap year, wasn't it?
God damn you, 2020.
I know.
2020. Oh, the year of the hill.
You one of them.
If I could give 2020 the code breaker, I'd be doing it all fucking day. You know what I mean?
I think everybody would be.
Lee, you'd probably botch it.
I'd probably get injured. I'd probably pop my shoulder up again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Put Lee on the shelf and bubble wrap him up.
Damn you, 2020. Damn you, 2020.
So, Laura, Wes has come out with his all-time every week question, and he wants to know
Oh yeah,
Mount
classic.
who is your Mount Rushmore?
I've just named like my
Ah,
horse.
that's your four.
No, that is your
Horsewomen.
4 horsewomen. That's not Mount Rushmore. That's completely
Mount
different.
Rushmore. It's four.
Mount
It's a
Rushmore
four
is-
male, one fan, and one female.
It's like the people that are most important to the history of CPW. In your eyes, you know, the people like the Mount Rushmore of presidents are the 4 most important presidents in America. So it's in
Well,
your eyes.
it's the foundations, isn't it? The foundations of what
Okay.
makes that
So what is
company
it? So is it two wrestlers, one
stand.
female,
4 men.
one fan?
No,
Four
ours
men.
is
Four
6.
men.
Ours
Four
is
men.
6.
One fan, one female.
2 males, 1 female, 1 fan.
4
Oh,
men.
4. Okay.
There's only 4 in-
That's 6 though, so that's not really a Mount Rushmore. That's like
It's CPW's Mount Rushmore.
It is
It's a bit different.
CPW's Mount Sam. Is CPW's Mount Rushmore.
we do everything
we
bigger.
we're actually able to buy a bit of a bigger rock than the
Yeah.
normal Mount Rushmore.
okay.
We've got Alan
So
Rock.
I think obviously the first one is going to be obvious. Would obviously be Will.
Oh, I thought it was me.
No, mate.
Fuck.
Hey, can I just say?
I'm joking.
Say
I'm joking.
That's twice he's turned you down now.
I would say my second person would be Mr. Richards. You know, we had our moment, but I respect the guy. I would say third. This is really hard. Can I have more females? Because I'm
Yes.
sorry.
That's what you want.
Yes, you can.
You know what, Lauren?
Yes,
Rules.
yes, you can.
My third would probably be Tomby, just because of his passion for wrestling. I think I've known him a long time, and yeah, just how he's always been about it and how he talks about it and stuff. Obviously, we've always been friends and stuff, so I think he would probably be third. My fourth would actually have to be you, Nathan.
No, for God.
Because
Oh,
purely
goodness
because
sake.
I think when we training wise, I think you obviously always identified when I was nervous and stuff like that, and you were one of the ones that always took the time to make sure that I was okay with everything. I learned everything I needed to. Before Superstars, I was obviously doing those other sessions when everyone was so like advanced, and you take the time out and just come and teach me roles and basics and stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. for those
The female, oh, this is hard.
Well, you can do more than one if you like. I mean, it's your show. You tell us if you want to do more. You can do
I
more.
would just end up putting everybody on there.
words.
I
You
think
done for women earlier.
female would probably be Emma Cross, because she gave me my first match and she was tough, and you know, yeah, I think we just worked so well together. I think as first matches go, I think that was the best it could have possibly gone. So yeah, I think, and her matches now, she's just getting there and she's just bringing it. So she would probably be my female. And fan. Fan. I would have to say Bush.
Yes, the Bushman.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
love
definitely.
Bush.
I don't. You can't
Love
deny Bush as a
Love
fan.
Bush, man.
I think he's always the loudest in the room. He's always
Yeah.
there, and he's just always supportive. He's always getting into the matches. Like in terms of what you want in a fan, he's it. So yeah,
He is the Bushman. He is brilliant.
yeah. So that's my
He-
Mount
he-
Rushmore.
He actually started the first Peppa Pig chant on my Superstar season 1. It was him that
Yes.
actually started it. And I remember
Just some of the stuff that he comes out with is just, I love it. I love where his mind goes with it.
Yeah, he
Because of
loves
people like
it.
Bushy, it's because of people like Bushy, people like Wes, and Martin, and people like that. You know, a lot of us have got. I mean, when I started, I was a heel. If it weren't for Bushy, I don't think I would have got over as a heel. It was him
No,
hating on me. It was me and him. we had such a massive like thing, me and him. Every time I come out, I'm calling him. I said some horrible things to him. You know, I'll be honest. And I'm sorry, Bushy, if you're watching or if you see this after. I am sorry, mate, for the horrible stuff I said to you, because you're a good dude. But yeah, it was one of my favorite pictures of my whole wrestling career is. Like about 3 or 4 of them is me and him. It's me pointing at him, telling him to shut the fuck up or something, you know. And he such an amazing fan, and that's what we've got. We have got some incredible fans. Like
we do. It's so hard to narrow it down to just one fan because you've got Emma Shaw, who's also just loud and stuff, and she just gets so involved. And you've got Wes, you've got Martin and Kelly, like. There's so many good fans and stuff that get involved, even the crosses and stuff. You've got Ricky.
Ricky loves
how involved they get and stuff. Like, you know, we wouldn't be able to do it without the fans and stuff. And like I said earlier, when I went out and did my first match, I was so nervous that it would just be dead silent. And it's because of those guys that I got that adrenaline, because they were cheering me on, and that was what I could hear above everything else, like my mind and stuff. I could just hear them chanting, and yeah, it's just amazing.
Right, guys, I do see we're getting up to 10:30.
We are
very soon. I am guessing that we are going to be getting a Cat Von Cage, so you'll be joining us to be singing. So maybe only one that knows when she is about to join us. So you're going to have to give us a little subtle, a little sly wink, a little boom. She's with us. But until then,
Sly wink.
Yeah,
Maybe
Sly wink.
give us some little
Want me to make
cat
this-
ears.
just try and make this as creepy as possible.
Joey, just give us a wave or something, Nathan, mate. You know.
just give us a little.
Not here, but I'm just practicing my sly wink here.
So wink. You keep an eye on that winkly, yeah? You keep an eye on that wink.
Like they do in baseball, you know.
No, yeah, baseball's that, mate. They're like,
I don't watch baseball.
So do the ears, don't they? They do the old
He
ear.
doesn't watch baseball. Come on, we used to know. Right, in the meantime, we
no,
got
we are not long until we are joined by Cat Von Cage.
No,
Yeah, what's
it
on
is
the
not.
YouTube before we get joined by Cat Von Cage, and then afterwards we will go back to
Lauren. We'll go back to Lauren after Cat Von Cage has done her song. But Aaron, is there anything on the YouTube before Cat joins us?
I'm just Nath, Nathan making me laugh when he starts a conversation and he can't end it. Really,
I've ended it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just they're all talking. Shannon
Shannon
Warwood says, I think because Dom uses his crew to fight his battles, I think they need a female because clearly he isn't going to fight for himself in the stuff like Lauren's case. So I don't know whether she's advertising herself.
Where's she going with that? Is she going to join?
Yeah, advertising
Is she
to a
joining
female
doing
to join
that?
the
This
Winter
is what I
Dynasty.
said. This is what I said.
No,
You know.
that's a wrong move there.
You know, she said no, but it did feel that way for me.
I've got a little bit of that. I'm joining that vibe kind of going on there.
We
sounds
talked
like
about
it.
obviously the 4 horsewomen. I mentioned mine. Mine would be Shorty, On Demand, Little Susie, and Nadia.
Yeah.
Olivia's come back with this. Now this is a cracking one. She's got 2 here. So she's gone for Emma Cross, Lauren, Nadia, and Kat. I feel like Lauren could cause some havoc and come over to the dark side versus your babyface faction of Shorty, Kiara, Carrie, and Chantal.
That'd be a great match. That'd be one I'd like to see. An elimination, an 8-person tag elimination right there. That's it there.
Yeah, we've got Wes. Wes has got Alfie, Kat, Natalie, and he'll bring
Aaron.
back.
Right, guys.
Right. Let's hold it there a second.
We've
I
got the
believe-
secret signal. We've got the secret signal from Nathan. And
Yes,
so,
it has been. Signal has been here.
And so, in case any of you in the CPW galaxy did not notice the very subtle, very secret signal from Nathan, here she is, Kat Von Cage.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes, there she is.
I was winking for so
I was
long.
watching it just went.
It's Nathan can't speak, so it's doing secret signals so he can tell us where people are coming on the show.
I
Kat.
thought I had a Twitch or something. I was doing it so long.
That was a fucking fit.
Hello, Kat. You okay?
Hi, yeah, I'm good. You okay?
Yes,
We're-
yes, good.
we're
We're good, thank
awesome.
you.
We're awesome,
Good.
Kat, and it's good to see you again. It's like you're our end of show like performer now. Do you know that?
Good. I'm
Like,
living for it. Thanks. Yeah.
This is
You know what?
this
I think this is just going to be a week. This
Yeah,
is going to be a weekly thing now. Every week, Von Cage comes on Talking Madness to sing us a song.
Yeah, Kat, you can never say no now when we ask you because I actually look forward to this now. So you have to.
Aw.
he's only looking forward to it because I told him that you might be singing Careless Whisper.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
Oh,
Ruined him. You've ruined him, Kat.
Heartbroken.
that.
One week.
Now I've got
One
to
week.
go round and
maybe
calm him
we'll
down.
get there.
So what we got tonight, Kat? What are you gonna serenade us with tonight, then, Kat?
Well, tonight I'm going to do an original. It's unreleased. And I don't even know when I'm going to release it, but I wrote it at the start of last lockdown, and it's called Mind. It's a bit depressing, but I feel like a lot of people would relate to it, you know. So
Oh, look forward to this one.
yeah.
This is, I mean, we're used to depressing stuff. I mean, I've shared a car with Nathan a few times. Don't worry about that, mate.
How is that? How do I get brought into this every time?
Because you're depressing. Depressing. We've learned a lot
You're on
about you tonight.
scapegoat.
We learned a lot about you tonight. And Kat, all I'm going to say is, if you ever feel down and start crying, and Nathan puts his arm around you, walk away.
Yes, yes. don't
Noted.
do not cry about Nathan. That's basically what we're saying.
I'm gonna need to know context one day, you know.
We'll
I'll tell you now
later.
if you want. I'll tell you now.
Just don't.
Lauren, do you
Lauren, she'll
want-
tell you.
Lauren will tell
No.
you, actually. Go on, Lauren.
What? Sorry.
Tell us the Nathan story about when he put his arm around you.
I was
Oh
just
God! Do I
being
have to tell
nice.
this again?
I was just comforting her. There's nothing to tell. Let's just move on and listen to Kat.
Oh no, come on, man. You make him sound like OJ Simpson. Leave him alone.
Right.
No.
Anyway, Kat. So, are you ready to give us our song?
I'm ready. Yeah, you guys ready?
You ready?
We're ready for you.
Right, then,
All
guys. So, Kat, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Okay, so this is called Mind. It's hard sometimes to feel this way, and now I know why. I fake a smile and laugh so no one will realize. Inside, I'm broken, I'm crying. Inside, I'm broken, I'm terrified. These words unspoken, I'm paralyzed. It's hard sometimes to wake up and face the day. Too scared to tell anyone I'm not okay. Inside, I'm broken, I'm crying. Inside, I'm broken, I'm terrified. These words unspoken, I'm paralyzed. Yeah. Inside, I'm broken, I'm crying. Inside, I'm broken, I'm terrified. These words unspoken, I'm paralyzed. Thanks, guys.
Hey, amazing.
Hey, fantastic.
Perfect.
That was
Perfect.
absolutely fantastic.
Thanks. Yeah, I was
Beautiful.
really depressed when I wrote that. I don't know
Beautiful.
if you can. If you
It's a beautiful
noticed.
song. I mean, we I like to say we used to clap for the NHS and now we clap for Cat on Cage.
Yeah,
That's it.
fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Fantastic. What do you
It
think
was-
out there, Lauren?
That was really good. That was amazing.
Oh my God, look at your dog. Thanks, Lauren.
I know. You're thinking that she made her come into the room.
Oh.
So what do you think about Kat and her performance as a singer? What do you think of it?
Kat's really talented. Obviously, I've heard last week's stuff. I've heard some of her videos and stuff on Instagram before. So, yeah, I think you've just got an amazing voice.
Thank
All
you.
round talented. You're such a talented wrestler as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, as well, Kat. I mean, obviously, Lauren's already said on this podcast that she, as well as obviously being the superstar, she's also going to get into the CPW Superstars women's roster, and she's going to start getting up that mountain. So, what are we going to say to her, then, Kat?
Do it. I can't wait. Let's wrestle. Let's do it.
Yes, I would love to.
That would be a good match. I would love to see that. Lauren Starr versus Cat Von
Ask if you
Cage.
would like.
Yes.
We would. Yeah, Cat on Cage versus Lauren Starr. Future main event.
Yes.
Kat,
Well,
as
I've made
always,
that written on it.
as always, Kat, you're more than welcome to stay with us now until the show ends. We'll probably because that's just what we do here. Nothing's set in stone.
Yeah, so
if
Kat, you're not more than welcome to stay with us at the end of the show.
if you've got
Sorry,
it,
you're breaking up. I was like,
I'm just finishing his sentence, Kat, because
Nathan's internet is shit. He downloads too much like weird porn. All right, let's not worry about Nathan right now.
we're told to stop it.
But our boy from Nerds of Wrestling, Justin.
I was just about to get to that, Lee.
Earlier on, he actually asked if Lauren would be up for being a guest on his podcast on Nerds of Wrestling. So, Lauren, would you be up for that?
Yeah, I would.
And Kat,
He also
he's
said,
just asked as well, Kat, whether you'd be interested to go on his podcast as well.
"Oh, well, yes."
yeah, sure, yeah.
So, Nerds of Wrestling.
Email me.
This is Justin. He's coming on our show next week. He's from America. He's a massive wrestling fan. I know he's had Kiara on his show on his podcast. So we're going to get him on next week.
He's also a massive Talking Madness fan because he's our boy. We love you, Justin.
Yeah,
well done, Justin.
So he wants to get you both used to on there, talk about your wrestling careers. He's very interested. So if you're interested, girls, yeah, just
I'd love to, yeah.
I'll drop him a message and yeah, sweet. This is how we do it.
Well, there you go. We book it
Yeah,
live, mate.
You guys, you know, get over in that American audience. It's amazing to have people from America watch.
Definitely.
For watching us.
Man.
We appreciate joining us, and hopefully, when these lovely ladies end up Nerds of Wrestling as well, you know, we get to enjoy the podcast there, and also have a dual partnership here with the American and the UK audiences watching our very own Commentary Pro Wrestling peeps, shall I say? But
So yeah, our guys that are watching here, our guys, you know, like CPW Galaxy, search for Nerds of Wrestling, watch my man's show, and then anybody in
Such
America,
a hype, man.
come and watch us, boys. Come and watch us. We love you. Hands across the ocean, motherfucker. Hands across the ocean.
So, Kat, I mean, Kat, have you ever sang, had an American audience singing wise?
Probably. I used to be on this app called Bigo, and it was like worldwide. But I mean, nobody that would like know me from wrestling was prob. So no, I guess no.
So this is it. This is you going to be singing to the American audience.
Guys, I'm
audience.
going international across the pond.
That's
Me
it.
and Lauren Starr.
And
Yeah.
There you
remember,
go.
what show set you up when you're all
Just
big.
remember when
Always,
Remember
always
what
stay
you were
You know
humble.
what I
Stay
mean?
humble, yeah. Let's just
Always.
Aaron's always plugging tickets.
I want signed albums. I want front row seats. And Kat, when you're doing your number one, I want you to stop off of there and go, Aaron, this one's for you. I don't ask for merch.
No, not a lot. No.
No.
Aaron, next time I'm on Crime Watch, I'll say, Aaron, this one's for you.
But hopefully that's an extra 10 grand in your pocket. I'm happy with that, mate. But no, so yeah, it's gonna be cool. Like, you know, going over there and you'll maybe learn a bit more from the American audience. From, you know, I'm excited to have this guy on anyway.
Yeah.
You know, to learn about the American independent scene and what he thinks about the British scene anyway, because I do know from Mr. Richards he is a bit of a fan of the British wrestling. So it's going to be good. But to have yous on there and plugging your wrestling careers, you know, your music careers as well, it can only be exciting times for you two now, really. So 2021 is looking up. Lauren, you're going after everybody, and obviously Kat will be one of them
She's
people
put
you go
everyone on
after.
notice.
So Kat, what would your reply be to that?
To what? To
That-
Lauren saying she's going
to
after
Lauren's-
everyone.
Lauren's
Yeah.
going for everybody to get to the top.
Yeah,
Bring it on, bitch! Bring it on. No, seriously, bring
Oh,
it
there
on.
you go.
No, I'd love that. No, I'd love that. I mean, I feel the same. Like, I'm yet to hold gold, am I, in CPW?
Yeah.
And you know what? I was looking through my memories today, and I debuted in July 2019. So, you know, it's coming up to 2 years. Like, I want some gold.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
So-
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I think about you had number one contender matches, and then Kiara
Yes.
took that off you, and then you had one with Shorty took the other one off you.
All right,
Yeah, exactly.
Dale.
Exactly.
Kick the washes
No,
down.
it's-
So
not
2021,
on,
you
is
got 2021, you got to make up for that, Cat.
Dale's
yeah,
the top. Sorry, go on.
it's been nearly 2 years. Like, you know, I'm gonna take someone's. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna take it.
Dale,
Dale's
do you want to
there
bring some
just
salt
probably
to the
got-
wounds or what?
That's what I'm about to say. Dale's the type of guy that sees a kettle and salts it.
Let's get. I'm trying to give Cat even more of an incentive to go in,
This
go
is
and
what
take
I'm
it to
doing.
take it to everybody.
So obviously, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we are right now joined by our guest this evening, Lauren Starr, and the
There we go.
Amazing Cat Von Cage.
Cat
That's
Von
what he was
Cage.
about to say.
He
Yeah.
was.
obviously. Oh my God, I probably lagged out 500 times there, didn't I?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
So Lauren, you're our guest, and we only got about 15 minutes left until the show ends.
Yeah.
One of the questions that was asked to us guys earlier. Oh my God, I'm just gonna give up because these guys.
Stop
I think
downloading the porn.
Stop it, mate. We keep telling you. Stop it.
That Animal Farm, man. It's a big,
No, it's all that weird Japanese like fetish
Porn.
wrestling that he watches.
No, man. And listen, I've seen
sick
his
stuff,
collection.
man. You don't want to
We've
know.
talked about it. Like,
It's sick stuff, man. It's like Animal Farm stuff now. It's
Yeah.
Look at his face. Look at his fucking face there. That's it.
Look,
That fucking face. That's it. That's the face he looks at when he's watching Animal Farm. You know what I mean? Look at it.
Is that the face? Is it?
no,
He's-
he smiles. There it is. There's the face.
He's back. Yay!
You with us, Uncle
Is-
Albert?
Is he back? I can't
Yes, I'm
tell.
with you.
Oh, just about it. Right,
Uncle
anyway,
Albert.
anyway, Laura, before we do finish this show, so what will be your final thoughts, your final words before the show finishes? What would you like to say? The CPW Galaxy.
I would just want to say, watch out for me in 2021, because anybody in the women's division right now, like I said earlier, I'm coming for them. I'm coming for gold, like what Kat wants to do. So no doubt I'll probably meet Kat along the way. But keep an eye on me, because 2021 is going to be my year.
Yes.
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing Lauren Starr.
I'm feeling the actual, the confidence and your actual belief that, that's it. You're going to do it.
Before you go,
I'm going to do it.
before you go, I feel like I owe you an apology as well, because
What?
I got during one match when I was working the music when Skinner
When you
wasn't
turn
there.
my music off.
Yeah, when I got up to take, I was taking something off. I think it was Dale in there, but I stepped the wire to the power cable.
This
Mate,
was after I stacked it on the stairs as well. So then I stacked it on the stairs, got into the ring, and my music went off.
Arsehole. I am so sorry for that. I need to apologise, because I felt like a complete knob for that. So I am so sorry.
You know what?
How
I
you
think
get dressed in
those
the
things
morning,
just
I
actually
don't
made me
know.
remember it more, so it's fine.
Right. Right. Well, Lawrence, something that we haven't discussed yet that I just want to get into. Will Starr. Will Starr's career, CPW, his career, his wrestling career. So what would you got to say about his wrestling career and everything he's done in the ring? What would you got to say about it? What do you think?
Amazing. I think, obviously, I'm biased, probably, but no, Will's wrestling career has been amazing so far, and I think he's got a lot in him and a lot more to come. So I think he's another one that 2021, just watch out for him, because I think you're going to see a lot from him and a lot of different things from Will Starr. And, I think he's going to, by the end of 2021, he's going to have gold again. So.
Will we see the Stars wearing gold together?
Yeah. All of it. We'll have all of it.
Then they'll be known as the Golden Stars.
Yeah.
There you go, the Golden
Nice,
Star.
isn't
There you
it?
go.
For that, tell
Right.
you what, I'm in the wrong business. Sorry, I'm sorry. So, Kat, because you're still here, will you be singing us out as usual tonight?
Could you give us a second song to finish the show?
And what would it
I
be?
didn't plan for this, you guys.
Well, do you know what? We are.
Do it a cappella. It's fine.
Caught you on the hop.
Huh?
We've caught you on the hop, have we?
I've never heard that expression.
It'd just be unexpected.
It's in.
Yeah. Off guard.
Cat, just
Yeah.
do it a cappella. Well, I guarantee, without any music, without anything else, you will still smash it. So just do it.
Could you do Club Tropicana?
I need to know one thing.
No.
What is it you and George
Have you
Michael?
got a song that you could sing to finish the show? That you could sing for us?
No. You put me on the spot now. I wasn't prepared.
All right, wait. Can you
Lauren,
sing
have a
National
think.
Anthem
Have a
for us?
Lauren, no, hang on, Lauren.
Come on.
I mean, no, Lauren. Look, Kat, have a think about it, and we'll give you time to think about what song you want to sing, and we'll give you some time.
Okay.
And we'll come back.
And
All right.
until then,
We'll come back to
Lauren's
you.
going to sing.
We'll come
for
back
us.
to you in 5 minutes.
I'm not going to sing.
Oh, Lauren, are you sure?
I'm not going to sing. That'll be like cats
Well,
hanging
why not?
themselves.
So
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for these motherfuckers to ask me to sing, but they haven't yet. Not 1 week have they asked me.
You don't want to sing.
We don't want you to, mate.
He's starting to hurt. I'm not gonna lie, lads. He's starting
What,
to
your
upset
shoulder?
me.
Well, not again.
God, what are you doing now? Must be all that coffee you're pouring.
So, Lauren,
That's
obviously,
not coffee he's drinking in them bottles, I can tell you.
I promise you that, mate. It's fucking not.
mentioned obviously about what you're looking forward to yourself personally this year too. Obviously, with the getting relaxed soon and maybe having fans back, what are you most looking forward to with CPW returning, the fans returning in the near future? Like, is there anything else you're looking forward to coming up in the CPW?
I'm just looking forward to shows returning. You know, Saturday nights just don't feel the same without going to wrestling. So yeah, the most thing I'm excited for is fans coming back and being able to do what CPW does best, whether that's me in the ring or me as a fan. Like, I just look forward to all of it.
Definitely, man.
Will we be seeing your mum at the shows, Lauren?
My mum,
Yeah.
I would love for my mum to come to another show. I think she actually really enjoyed coming to Superstars. Like, she was always like, wrestling isn't my thing, I won't enjoy it, but I think she actually did really enjoy herself. And you know, my brother and my sister-in-law have been with the kids before that, so I'd like for them to come again because they're obviously getting a bit older, so I think they'd enjoy it a bit more. Like, yeah, I would love for my family to come again. It was special. It was nice to have my family there.
I remember the people that you had coming. I mean, you had like two. It must have been two different rows full of all yours. I just thought, wow, she's just sold out. She just took them all.
I went to my whole family. I was like, I think because they knew how much I loved wrestling and how much, you know, I'd watched it since I was a kid and stuff. They always knew how much me and my brother loved it. For me to actually step into the ring and do it, I think they just knew how important it was to me. So yeah, I just love the fact that I had like my aunties and stuff, cousins, everything there. So yeah, it was amazing.
I'm going to let you all into a little secret and tell you that Lauren's mum makes the best pork and stuffing batches ever.
Is she?
Yeah.
Right. After the next show is beers and pork and stuffing batches. Right,
Just get her in the kitchen. Just get her in the kitchen, and she,
Seriously.
you know, give Katie can have a night off and sit in the fans, and my mum will just be there making batches and stuff.
We used to, and
Well,
Lauren,
there
you
you
could
go,
back me,
look.
Lauren could back me up on this. Like, when it snows in Brighton, it is, you can't leave the village. It's a snow day.
No.
You don't leave.
I remember when I first passed my driving test, I had one of those really, really old Ford Fiestas. And do you know, there was that hill down Featherstone Crescent as you go out onto the high street.
Yeah.
I went down there and it was icy and my brakes did not work. And I went straight into that high street and I went straight on someone's drive.
I'm here for the day. I'm here for the day. Hi.
All I remember is
with this, like, you're all like village bumpkins, ain't you?
no.
What?
You're like
Not
village
bumpkins.
bumpkins, ain't you? Like,
Yeah, I miss
No.
living in Brighton. Like, I miss the fact everyone knows everybody.
they grit the roads in the city. No. Oh.
Well, listen, the best thing is, right, it snows really bad. No one, this is what it used to be like. No one left the village. You'd have a massive snowball fight on the wreck.
Yeah.
And then it'd be all round to your mum and Chris's butchers for a pork and stuffing batch, and then into the Blacksmith's Arms for the rest of the day for drinking.
Yeah.
That
Sounds
was
good to me.
Did your awards?
What?
Did your village win any awards?
no, mate. But when you come move in it, mate, we'll get the best village idiot of the year.
No, because the village where I grew up got voted the best large village of the year in 2000.
Not village then if it's large, is it?
So I came from the best village, very best large village of the year. I grew up. Just saying.
Yeah,
Mate,
did you
yeah, but-
really? So after you left
Got
then?
nothing on writing.
No, I
But
still lived there, but it was voted best kept village, large village of the year. Just so.
Was that after you left, Nave?
No, I was still living there when it happened.
Oh, Shame.
I think they.
Well, we've
I think
seen the
they made me
photos.
hide
We have
away.
seen photos of Nathan, so we
I
know
think they
he
made me
was a
hide
best
away
kept
for a
boy.
week.
But no, Brighton on Dunsmore, beautiful village, love the place, and love everything about it, Lauren. So move
Not one of
back,
the awards though.
move back. Because
I
then
would
I'll
want to. I
Starr in the
think
village.
my mum regrets moving from there because she still has loads of friends and stuff there, and I think she does miss it.
Yeah.
So I would like to move back. It was just yeah.
Your mum
Oh,
and
because
Chris,
you made me join that writing page, and I keep seeing
Yeah.
people on there that I used to know and stuff, and yeah,
Yeah.
I do miss it.
no, you'll be
So,
welcome
that-
back anytime.
so then, Kat, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right, Kat is
Yay!
ready. Yes, Kat is ready. She's going to sing us out.
I am okay. So like I didn't know whether to do this earlier, so I guess it's a good job that you asked me to do now. Yeah, it's a big song. It's by Etta James. It's called At Last. So,
So, Kat,
enjoy this.
when you're ready, take it away.
Okay.
Before Cat starts, goodbye everyone. Love you all.
Well, I'm not just going to end the video when she sings it. That's not how it.
I'll be
Right.
taking a
Dream
piss.
of is
Right,
singing.
right. Can we let go on, Kat? Come on, Kat, let's go. Take it away.
My love has come along. My lonely days are over. And life is like a song. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you, I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Oh, yeah, your smile. Oh, within the spell was cast. And here we are in heaven. For you are mine.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Wow,
was-
fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
very much, Kat.
Absolute belter.
Thanks. I know I
I'm
love
actually-
it.
About Nathan.
Thank
About
you.
I'm lost for words. That was
Magnificent.
perfect.
I
Wow.
love that song. Like
Yeah,
when I was
I
a
do
kid,
too.
all I wanted to do was sing that song, and I could never sing it. So like, yeah, like I learned it as an adult, and now, yeah, I love it. Thank you so much.
I think I've only ever
Wow.
heard that song on an advert, but I've always loved that song. Every time I heard it on the advert, I was like, wow, that's amazing. And as soon as you started singing that, I was like, shit, yes. And that was,
Shit, yeah. Nostalgia. Yeah, I love it.
it was honestly incredible. And yeah, well done. That was amazing.
Fantastic.
Thanks,
Right.
guys.
Brilliant. Fans are loving it
Thanks,
as well. Everyone
Oh.
is, yeah, everyone's loving it. You've blown everyone away there, Kat. Well done again.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
fantastic.
We can't wait for next week now.
No, can't.
Yeah, you
I'm
have
on
to do
pressure
it.
now.
Cannot wait for next week.
No,
I
International.
gotta find good
Oh no,
songs.
pressure's on. Pressure's on.
I mean,
Pressure's on.
you know, can you
wow.
sing the
I
Carpenters?
mean, what?
Well, like stuff like the Carpenters and that. I mean, what sort of music
We know.
do you do?
I
we
like
know-
anything, everything, and everything and anything. Like I'm not
Oh, she
fussy.
sings anything.
Well,
usually
apart
West
from not Oasis though.
Maybe not Oasis. No, I like one song and no.
Aaron, if she's
Oh.
requesting anything, you might well get your request in now. If she sings anything.
Oasis are amazing. How dare you?
But they don't suit my voice though. You know what I mean? Like he's got a certain kind of voice.
Well, Aaron's dream is to hear you sing Careless Whispers.
It is.
It is,
Please,
Oh, I
Please.
All he
really
wants,
do.
it just wants
I
you
would-
to sing Careless Whispers for us.
I would love to. I would love to hear you sing that.
I love
Ollie.
that song.
Me too.
Sorry. Anyway, so
right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's no way we can always beat that. Finishing the show with a beautiful Cat Von Cage singing for us.
Fantastic.
Great
Great
ladies
stuff.
and gentlemen, this is the end of this week's episode of Talking Madness. We once again want to thank the amazing Cat Von Cage for joining us tonight and singing her beautiful songs and getting to hear her beautiful voice. Lauren, have you enjoyed this evening?
Yeah, I have. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Lauren.
Lauren.
Thank you for being a guest.
It's no
Oh
problem.
yeah, it's been amazing having you as our guest, Lauren.
Yeah,
Excellent.
it's been
Remember,
great to hear.
guys-
It's been great to hear from you. And
Hold on.
obviously, Cat's an amazing performer. It's great to hear her sing. So
and also everyone watching on the YouTube, remember to keep watching because after this show you'll get to see an awesome match, which is Tom B versus some other guy, I think.
versus Cleo.
You
Last
might
game.
say some other guy, but that other guy is the CPW
Lineal heavyweight champion.
Love him or hate him, he is the lineal heavyweight champ. So,
Yeah,
And
And
I'm
it's
sure
a good match.
little Susie will also be there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, but it's Tommy versus Cleo. And I'm telling you now, it's a big thing match. So everybody at home, watch this shit.
After the show.
just remember,
No,
guys.
completely
Go on, Dave.
and just like I say, remember, obviously, the most recent episode of New Blood Wrestling is available online on demand right now. So make sure you go out and check out the latest episode of New Blood. Our guest will be Nerds of Wrestling, Justin himself, joining us all the way from America. So make sure you're tuning in for that special international edition of Talking Madness. Once
Can't wait for
again,
that.
we have been the Talking Madness crew. And Aaron Davis joined singing sensation, the beautiful Cat Von Cage, and our special guest
Yes.
tonight, CPW royalty, Lauren Starr. Ladies and gentlemen, we are CPW. We ride or die together. Thank you for joining us, and good night.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Watching it come true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. Let's do this! The champion Cleo!
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is for the CPW Heavyweight Championship, and as such will be contested under the rules. Introducing first the challenger. He is a former Next Gen Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, a former Tag Team Champion, the taker of shows, and the champion, being accompanied by Russell Susie, who is the reigning, defending, lineal heavyweight champion, the ruler of darkness, Cleo!
Bow down to you know who.
Hear this music. I mean, it's creeping the hell out of me. I'm sorry. And here we go. We're underway here. Our next
are no longer his favourite. You failed him. It is our time now. So bow down.
Oh, people in the room. And we're underway here in this main event matchup. And then, listen, there's no quarter being spared here as both throwing hands, getting this off to an explosive.
These guys are not going to be messing about. This is darkness versus darkness.
And for everybody watching, oh! Cover! This match is contested under lineal rules, which means anything goes. Pinfalls outside the ring, weapons allowed. Everything's allowed.
I mean, when everything is allowed, when you've got guys like this, you've got guys like this in the ring, it can only get crazy. Big drop kick to the corner there by Tommy, and another 3 drop kicks in a row.
This is the top tier of CPW. This is the Holy Grail. They're battling for the CPW lineal champion. Only 2 people. Here we go.
Oh! Death Valley Driver!
Come on! New champ! Only 2 people have held this championship. Will Starr and myself, and to hold that title needs everything to us all.
Definitely. It's everybody's goal. Oh, and that's it. He's going for it already. He's going for the occult assault.
We're going to have an early finish here.
If he gets this, we could have a new champion. Oh, no, he slipped out. Rolls him up, but he's just under the rope. Oh.
Desperation there from Cleo. As Luke Susie watches on.
Oh, don't come closer, please. Oh, God. I mean, these guys have faced each other many a time before, but I don't think Tommy's faced Cleo in this what's the word, iteration of his life, this reincarnation.
Come on, Tommy! Referee's on the stadium! Come on, Tommy!
The 2 faced off when simply Tommy was the devil's favourite, so right now tables have turned. We don't have Russell Howard, we don't have Vicky, we have Cleo led by that thing over there.
Oh, God.
It's not, is it a person, is it a ghost? What is it? We don't know. What we do know is her name is Little Susie, and right now she's got to be happy with what Cleo's inflicted on the takeover. Tommy as he fires back.
Massive side suplex.
We said we've had a tremendous, absolutely, and I mean this, such a tremendous night here.
Oh, it's been epic.
Wrestling Moonlight. We've had the actual tournament matches being played out, which has led us to this massive main event once again. And once again, Little Susie here. Look at that. That's not a normal young girl.
I get chills every time I look at him. Every time. Please.
Over here.
Stay there, please.
Big chair.
Here we go. It's heating up right now. We're getting chairs in the ring. Oh, he's just throwing them at him.
And then there is no regard for life here. This man's be like Boris Johnson. He's got no regard for life. Neither of these two.
He's going under the ring for looking for something else.
Boris Johnson, if you're doing this, I'm going to whoop your ass. Don't worry about that.
You better be watching out, though, Joe.
In comes the word. To the midget.
Back.
To the back.
Come on! Take her, Starr!
Everybody wants to tell you this. There is no give in those kendo sticks.
Oh, no.
When they hit you, you stay hit, and they hurt. And right now he's driving it into the throat of Tomby.
I mean,
look at little Susie. She's loving this sadistic action. She loves torture, this one.
she does, look at it. Oh.
Everyone in this ring loves torture. I think even Oddball loves torture.
I mean, Oddball's a bit weird, don't get me wrong.
He likes that sort of torture.
Nipple clamps kind of thing, is that what you're going for?
That kind of business. So this is, that ain't no nipple clamp.
No, it's
Shield
not.
to the spine.
Oh, what's he setting up for here?
He's starting the new dawn is exactly as the dawn is in CW, and it's being led in darkness by that Leo as Tomby rises again from the dead.
How are you still getting up, Tomby? He caught it! Yes!
Oh no.
And here's Shelley number 2. That's the name he gives that barbed wire wrapped baseball bat.
We've seen this out many times. This is what Starr Wars. Oh! There's barbed wire on that! There's barbed wire on that! There's barbed wire on that! Tomby! What on earth? What on earth?
He is not! No! This is the black number 1! Tommy's very own submission move! And he's just scraping!
The barbed wire is ripping into that.
Not at all. God, it doesn't really matter if we've got the ropes because there's no countouts here.
As we said, lineal rules. Lineal rules. Anything goes. It's all about the Holy Grail. Which is probably not an appropriate term for this match.
No. The unholy grail, more likely. Oh! He's devastating kicks from Tommy.
You can already see Cleo's back. There is. Wow!
Oh! He went for the senton, but he missed it.
Susie's still on the outside to encourage Cleo. And we all know the history between the referee in the middle. I don't know why the referee's counting for.
What does it matter? I mean,
there's no rules.
It's just a habit.
Counts don't even matter.
It's muscle memory. Oh, he's... Oh, no! Oh, he's clubs to the front. She does. She loves the pain that he inflicts on people.
Go back.
Just the 2. It's been brutal already.
What a tremendous show this has been, and this is just capping up.
This is the bloody icing on the cake right here. And Tommy's not a right guy. I've got to admit that takes a hell of a lot of strength to be able to do that. That's the dark strength there, isn't it?
Since Susie's been inside, in his mind, in Cleo's mind, he's growing strength, growing speed, more importantly, growing violence.
Aye, look at that. Oh, he's so angry.
Get up, Tommy.
Oh, he caught him! Tommy caught him! Oh, German suplex!
Huge German suplex. Go back! Lucha!
Oh, that was... Oh, that'll be the closest of the night! Oh my God!
That was a 2.5 there. 2.5. This is the sort of match you expect to see at Halloween night there.
Oh, yeah.
Treating the CPW Galaxy to a huge main event, even history main event. What a match.
But this is just for you at home. Oh, no, it is. He was going for the occult. Oh, no. He was going for the occult assault. It looks like he's getting him a camel clutch. Oh, just wrenching back there. And he's going for that fish hook. He's going, but as you can, look, no, Tommy's got those metal teeth. Tommy has had some very recent dentist work, and he may have just beaten the fingers off of Cleo.
He's just saved him on that much. I think Cleo's back to...
Oh, and there he hits the senton.
Look at the
wait.
What's she doing in the ring?
What's she doing in the ring?
Susie up onto the apron.
I mean, Oddball's scared away. He doesn't want to... What's happening? What's going to happen here? Where's Tommy gone?
What on earth has just happened? Little Susie's got... What on earth is going on?
What did she do to him?
Is the match... What?
Is it over? Is it... I don't... Oddball, tell me.
What do we kill him?
No!
We've seen this... What? No!
No! No, come on! Come on! There's no... We've got someone who's got to stop it!
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't know what's happened to Tommy, but right now we're seeing...
Oh, no!
A vicious assault on referee Oddball. Last week it was Cleo and Little Susie versus Oddball and Callum.
No!
And the week
Oddball!
Cleo cleaned out Oddball. And what?
Oh, come on! He had nothing to do with the match, he's just a ref!
Stop this!
Please!
What is wrong with you? And nobody can come and save it because it's lineal rules! It doesn't matter, we can't save him! And if you want to get your ass kicked...
I don't want to get in the ring because little Susie's in the ring! No, come on!
Effectively, this match is still underway. It hasn't stopped.
No, I mean, of course, but where's Tommy?
Why would you allow this? Why would you let this happen?
What is it?
She finds it funny.
Oh, man.
Get up, Oddball. Get up.
Oh, there he is.
This is your sacrifice!
Oh! She's painful to watch.
She's just instructed him to destroy Oddball in the middle of a match. That's what. Wait, Tom. She faced Tommy and.
There she gets the unholy grail, the CPW Lineal Heavyweight Championship. Well, seeing as Tommy's not here, I'm guessing he's still champ.
I think we can safely say this match is over. Tommy has not reappeared, so it goes down as a no contest.
The narrative. We rule CPW. So bow down to you, the rule, and listen to little Susie.
Wow. Well, don't come this way, please.
Cannot.
Please, man.
And that's what it's all about then. What?
Not again, no more, come on.
What now? What?
He's had enough.
You can stop him, you can stop him.
You can stop him at any time. God, no.
There they are, the Dark Rulers of CPW.
Watch closely, because we will destroy everything.
Wow.
What have we just witnessed?
Our ball hasn't moved.
All hail! He who is coming.
She's got a lot to answer for, this little Susie, for what she's doing in CPW right now.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. Buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Take